This non-invasive, pain-free treatment breaks down plaque, restores blood flow, potentially reversing ED for good. And women, if your man has ED, talk to him about acoustic wave therapy and how West Coast Men's Health can help, regardless of age or medical history. Call 913-243-3200 to schedule an evaluation. Be one of the first 10 callers and qualify for the special $99 consult fee, normally $199. That's 913-243-3200 or online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
You know Aldi is all about saving you money, but they care beyond the cart too. That's why Aldi is partnering with Sports Radio 810 WHB to help cram the van with donations for the Salvation Army and local food banks. Stop by your Shawnee Aldi on Wednesday, March 10th from 8 a.m. until 12:30. Pick up some items and help us cram the van out front for those in need. Mark your calendars and cram the van. Wednesday, March 10th at Aldi. Together, let's make a difference. Aldi. Shop differently.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
Every weekday on Sports Radio 810, tune in to hear Kansas City's favorite local lineup. At 6 a.m., wake up with the Border Patrol with Stephen St. John and Nate Bucati. At 10, it's The Zone with Jason Anderson. Now at 2, get into the program with Soren Petro. And wrap up your day on Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco. Kansas City's hometown sports station. Sports Radio 810 WHB. Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City. Isn't this a sports show?
Clinton has said, accurately, I might add, on the Facebook page. Almost Entirely Sports, a show where Josh reads all of his tweets, and I have no counter-argument to that. That is true and fair.
Almost entirely.
Excuse me. I'm talent. I'm talent, sir. Unhand me.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
I am Joshua Brisco, Rudy with the reverse slam, Beard with a judgmental gaze. What's up, Beard? How you doing? I'm here.
Take the show with you by listening on the Sports Radio 810 mobile app at 810WHB.com or by searching for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
Is this the most important thing I could be talking about? I mean, probably not. Debatable.
This is Almost Entirely Sports on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Lot of stuff to get to here tonight. Some of it later on in the show will probably be fun. We'll probably have the general things you ask for as you try to ride a good Almost Entirely Sports wave into your weekend. That will not be the start of the show, and if you're mad about that, blame Les Miles. Or KU, or whoever, I don't know. Jeff Long will yeah, there are plenty of places if you're annoyed that this isn't starting with a long conversation about Anthony Sherman's retirement.
A bunch of boosters at LSU whose names I just obviously don't know.
Also, Rudy has a pack of NBA Top Shot that Rudy has been talking about incessantly for hours today. He has, to his unending credit, agreed to save them until 8 o'clock. We'll open those on the show, on the Twitch stream, and the Facebook, and all of that stuff. We will we'll stream all of that at 8. We got Mick Shaffer to close out the week with the final hour, as we always do on a Friday. But again, none of those places will be where this show actually begins today, because we have this Les Miles story. We didn't have a show last night. We got way more information today, and I'm going to act as if most people listening right now maybe have a loose understanding of where the story is at this point, and then I'll try to give you a few more of the what I consider most pertinent details, and then I'll tell you where I'm at. But it is both a lot and is going to occupy this really deeply unfortunate space where there is, I think, a bit of an intellectually dishonest pushback onto the consequences that I think ultimately should befall Les Miles. I'm going to try to clarify some of that stuff over the course of this segment, maybe the hour, maybe the show. But Rudy will again open the top shot at 8. Rudy, don't get nervous. If I have to stop mid-sentence to let you open your top shot pack at 8, I'll do so, and that will be when we get incredibly clunky.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But not important right now.
But this won't be. That'll be fun. This won't be.
No.
Welcome to the show.
But necessary.
So we'll start with USA Today's story that came out yesterday, kind of mid-afternoon. Former LSU football coach Les Miles was banned from contacting female students after 2013 probe. I'm going to give you a couple of relevant paragraphs. I would urge anyone who cares about this story even a little bit to go read the full thing. Make yourself a cup of coffee and take a minute, because there's a lot in here and a lot that you should probably know about. But here's a little bit that I think is most relevant, and the stuff that USA Today thinks is most relevant at the top of the story. But first, something from Rudy.
Yes, Ben Smith has just tweeted out that Jeff Long has placed Les Miles on administrative leave.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yep, I see that here. Benton Smith tweets, KU Tonight finally weighs in on the LSU report / Les Miles allegations. Jeff Long has placed Miles on administrative leave. I'm waiting for a report saying that Jeff Long has put himself in timeout, and it doesn't appear that he's done that yet. So I guess good enough.
I mean, so the question there is, though, I guess you would have to wait until you're out of timeout, though, to get back on your phone to let people know you've put yourself in timeout.
Great point.
So
I don't know.
We just might just give it a little bit.
Maybe Jeff Long is about to put himself in timeout.
Yeah.
So
10-minute timeout, we think.
I thought that the administrative leave independent. There was a good thread on Twitter earlier that I would like to at least properly credit before I get into the segment that we call reading. Not the internet, not with the funny music beards. It's just too awkward. It's just not fitting of the moment. But there was a good thread earlier today from Jayhawk Talk on Twitter. They're just at Jayhawk Talk about what KU should be doing throughout this process, and predominantly that was put Les Miles on administrative leave, say that you're conducting your own independent investigation, that Jeff Long will not be involved in it, and then go through your own process. I think that's incredibly reasonable.
Justin Newell has also tweeted out with a quote from Jeff Long, or a partial quote from Jeff Long, saying that he says KU will conduct, quote, a full review to determine the appropriate next steps.
So that makes perfect sense. Waiting until 7 p.m. on Friday, almost on the dot, is pretty crappy.
It's on brand.
And deeply unsurprising. Just do it when you find out about, like, you read the stories, whatever. Administrative leave. Okie doke. If you're wondering, wait, now remind me, Josh, what all led to this point. Here's what we've got. At the height of this is from the USA Today story from Kenny Jacoby, Nancy Armour, and Jessica Luther on USA Today from yesterday afternoon. At the height of his fame as Louisiana State University's head football coach, Les Miles was accused of texting female students, taking them to his condo alone, making them feel uncomfortable, and, on at least one occasion, kissing a student and suggesting they go to a hotel after telling her he could help her career, according to an internal investigative report released by LSU on Thursday. The investigation done by law firm Taylor Porter on behalf of LSU in 2013 did not find that Miles had sexual relationships with any of the women, but found his behavior inappropriate. Miles strongly denied kissing the girl, according to the report. He said that he did nothing wrong and was simply mentoring young women at the university. Miles is also accused by athletic department staff of saying that the female student workers who helped the football team lure top recruits needed to be attractive, blonde, and fit, according to the investigative report. Existing student employees who did not meet this criteria should be given fewer hours or terminated, the report details. That goes on to say that Miles, through his attorney, has refuted all of this and said these are baseless, inaccurate media reports. More on that in a moment. It says that it's mischaracterized, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The university ordered him to stop hiring student employees to babysit, cease being alone with them, and attend 8 one-hour sessions with an attorney and pay for it out of his own pocket. LSU also issued Miles a letter of reprimand and required him to sign forms stating that he had read and understood all of the school's policies. If Miles repeated his behavior, the school said in the letter he would lose his job and violate his contract. I don't know if I got the specific segment here of that story that has the thing from the headline that I think is most outrageously, like, jump off the page crazy. Les Miles was not allowed to have one-on-one contact with female students at LSU. This is not something that should need to exist as a term of your continued employment. That's absolutely bonkers. We also got more information today. What we found out today through a report that came out that had a lot from a series of Title IX complaint issues from LSU that included some things on Les Miles. It was not necessarily about Les Miles, in my understanding, but there is a lot there. I will now quote a section of sort of a summary of some of those things that came up in the many page report today from Jesse Newell's article summarizing some of those things in the Kansas City Star. Former LSU athletic director Joe Alleva. I needed to cough, but it was bad timing because I was trying to read. I've coughed now and we're good. You didn't hear it because we have cough buttons. Former LSU athletic director Joe Alleva suggested his school's president in 2013. I swear I've read this paragraph before. LSU's former athletic director suggested to his school's president in 2013 that football coach Les Miles should be fired because of his alleged conduct against female student workers, according to an investigation released Friday into how LSU responded to Title IX complaints. Miles, entering his third season as Kansas's football coach, was cited frequently in other parts of the LSU report, which included the description of a meeting with a female student worker who claimed that something bad happened to her when she was alone with Miles. The former AD's email was sent to incoming LSU president F. King Alexander, a remarkable name for this moment because I have found a lot of this to be F. King Alexander Unbelievable. In June 2013, after two student workers had accused Miles of sexual harassment. Here is a quote from the former LSU AD to the incoming president, F. King Alexander. I always believe that people are innocent until proven guilty, and in this case, I believe he is guilty of insubordination, inappropriate behavior, putting the university, athletic department, and football program at great risk, he wrote in his email. I think we have cause. I specifically told him not to text, call, or be alone with any student workers, and he obviously didn't listen. I know there are many possible outcomes and much risk either way, but I believe it is in the best interest in the long run to make a break. The court of public opinion would favor us. He later wrote, "It gives me great concern for the future." The investigation says, this is still from Jesse Newell now, the investigation says that in early 2013, an LSU student worker came forward to say she was, quote, very upset about something that took place when she was alone with Miles. She requested a meeting with Miles, and during it, another LSU athletics employee reported that she was, quote, completely traumatized, unquote, by the alleged incident. Quote, the child has a dead stare. She just kept saying over and over, you know what you did to me. Another LSU athletics employee described the student's interaction as, quote, emotional and, quote, traumatic. The investigation was conducted by law firm Hush Blackwell at LSU's request following publication of a USA Today investigation last November that revealed the school mishandled sexual misconduct complaints. Hush Blackwell's report said there was no record of the student's concern being investigated to the level of the university's policy at the time. The student, after that, was said by LSU athletics employees to have, quote, fell off the face of the earth, unquote, with those people unaware of what happened to her after that. At that point, according to the report, Alleva told Miles to refrain from contact with student workers. I think that is in large part the important little segments of this. Again, April 2013, Alleva suggested that they fired Les Miles. This is from Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated, I believe, working from the report that came out today. Per sources on campus, officials explored Miles' contract with him in an effort to fire him for cause, but learned they'd likely lose that fight and would owe him a $15 million buyout. They fired him several years later, not for any of this, but for starting off the season 2-2, after a series of unsuccessful years by LSU football standards.
The real crime, obviously.
Right. The real offense, which is not being very good at football anymore. several things from this that I find easy, and then there'll be several things from this that I find rather difficult. First of all, imagine having this setup with anyone in your life. Hey, you'd like to meet my friend Les? He's a super cool dude, great friend, love having him around, as long as he's not having any one-on-one contact with any women. I would think, hope, believe that would come off as a bit of a red flag to anyone who cares about anything. That was something that LSU put into place after these sort of half-assed investigations into these complaints against Les Miles. That's sort of the gist of they didn't investigate to the fullest extent of their protocol at that point. And I tell you what, I think if you throw, I was going to say throw an egg. That doesn't, if you hover a magnifying glass over a large number of colleges just across the country, you will find times, I can think of multiple times for some colleges that I am aware of, where complaints were filed, investigations were not followed up on, and then women at the end of it were left wondering, wait a second, why are you here? Being the people who are supposed to investigate and protect in these circumstances. I can think of multiple examples off the top of my head, real quick. Those are not terribly uncommon circumstances. But for the end result of the Les Miles investigation to be, don't be alone with any female staffers, any women who are working around the team, that is punishment for something. Mm-hmm. For what? Not clear. And a wholly unfit punishment for anything, because why could that possibly be necessary if not for some sort of mutual protection, perhaps for the women, perhaps for the school? That is a person that you wanted to continue to employ, though, regardless. The story as a whole is terrible on a series of levels. And I am at a point now, from what we got yesterday from the USA Today story and the extra stuff from the report today, that I cannot come up with any sort of reasonable argument to have Les Miles be at the helm of even the world's most embarrassing football program, which is what KU is. And it reflects horrendously on KU as a whole, mm-hmm. and specifically Jeff Long's hiring of Les Miles, that somehow he is the one putting Les Miles on administrative leave tonight. And he had no idea that any of this had been swirling around Les Miles for nearly a decade? Pardon my cynicism.
And mind you, this is something that I've seen multiple people report was a secret that everybody knew about.
An open secret, and an issue that left LSU considering firing him in 2013. In 2013, this was something that they were having these conversations about. Jeff Long, throughout the hiring process, which, by the way, I mean, it became evident relatively quickly.
It was not a hiring process.
This was a hiring Les Miles process, which seems reasonable whenever you have this former national championship winning head coach who theoretically the AD has this long, illustrious relationship with. Whenever this is the landing point, that's inexcusable.
I want to point something out. So the AD for LSU back in 2013 wanted to fire Les Miles.
Correct.
I imagine as the AD of a school, you have a pretty good relationship with ADs of other schools, especially within your conference, right?
Certainly if you're going to hire that coach later.
And part of that is because you go to, you have a lot of meetings together, right? Yep. You talk to other ADs.
Yep.
In 2013, Jeff Long was the AD at Arkansas.
Those schools, I believe,
SEC school.
Same conference.
They would have been in the same
pretty
room.
Close, frequently.
I mean, I don't know the exact amount, but if you told me they spent roughly 30 days every year in the same room, not just talking, but just in the same room.
Yeah, that relationship probably exists.
The idea that Jeff Long had never heard about it, and honestly, had never even heard about it directly from the LSU AD.
That's right. You don't think
It's absurd.
You don't think that Joe Aleva at one point went, "Oh man, this effing Les Miles. Can you believe this bull bleep I'm having to deal with right now?"
Jeff Long is basically saying, not even once did somebody even this rumor even come across his ears by just somebody in the Arkansas athletic department, or just again by somebody maybe in another athletic department while he was just at some at the SEC media days or something. You're saying not a single time while you're the AD at Arkansas, the AD at LSU, or anybody in the LSU athletic program who you have relationships with, probably many of them, and you're obviously pretty close with Les, which tells me you're pretty close to other people at LSU, you never heard anything. Even if you maybe didn't want to believe it at first, right? You're like, hey, I know Les, he's a good guy. So the first time you hear the rumor, you're like, I don't know if this is really true or not. I don't know if I can believe it. You're saying you never even heard that rumor.
And that there was a series of investigations within the LSU football program that you were completely unaware of. It is we do not know that Jeff Long knew all these things. It is incredibly difficult to believe at this point.
Yes, like director at LSU wanted to fire the man.
Yes.
Like, this isn't a cover-up in a way. Like, LSU didn't cover this up in a way that, like, everybody was on board. There were clearly people there not on board.
I want to go back
that gets out.
I want to go back to Jesse Newell's story here. So Aleva told Miles to refrain from contact with student workers. Shortly after, though, a second student worker reported inappropriate contact and text messages with Miles. According to a 2013 investigation by another LSU-hired law firm, Taylor Porter, released Thursday, Miles was accused of kissing the student twice in his parked car while also suggesting at times they go to a hotel or his condo, with the two parties eventually signing a settlement agreement that was first reported by the Times-Picayune and New Orleans Advocate last week. That was the little blip on the radar last week, was that Les Miles and a student had some sort of settlement. According to the Taylor Porter investigation, these two women spoke to each other after alleging misconduct by Miles, with the first woman saying she'd been, quote, cornered and touched by Miles. She later denied this when talking to investigators. The second student did, however, report a, quote, unwanted touching from Miles. Again, there was a settlement. The investigation was never released to the public and was only revealed Thursday after USA Today sued for its release. In the Hush-Blackwell investigation released Friday, an LSU athletic department staffer reported Miles was involved with hiring student employees after his team's loss in the 2012 national championship game, attempting to, quote, sexualize the staff by allegedly demanding he wanted, quote, blondes with big boobs and, quote, pretty girls. The investigation found several witnesses corroborated that account. Not only do you have a head coach who largely, it seems to think, talk, and behave like a 14-year-old. You have the series of allegations from before that. And again, those are denied by Les Miles, and some of them have more details and more to stand on than other ones do. I think, to me, there are a series of reasons that this leaves me having absolutely no faith anywhere between Jeff Long to Les Miles to the support staff around them. Again, the idea that LSU believed at that time, the former AD believed at that time, they would be able to fire Les Miles for cause, and not only that they could, but that they should.
You know how hard it is to convince, again, like, because remember, Les Miles is coming off a national title appearance. For the AD to be fully convinced that they should be moving on, the AD, again, at that time, the AD clearly believed these allegations.
They backed off on the ability to they think they would successfully be able to fire him for cause. Mm-hmm. Later on, they thought they would likely lose that fight, as I mentioned earlier, from Ross Dellinger.
Which I still would have just, at that point,
you're LSU, go hold a hat out in front of 5 boosters and watch it fill up for a buyout for Les Miles.
And honestly, you could negotiate it's like with the Greg it's like the Greg Marshall situation, right?
Yeah.
Greg Marshall got money, but he got nowhere near as much as his buyout was.
It almost certainly would have been settled.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I simply do not understand why, not just how, but why anyone, anywhere would make the argument that Les Miles is a person that you want at the helm of your organization, of any organization. Unless it ends up coming through that every single one of these things is totally made up out of thin air, which isn't typically how this stuff goes.
Yeah.
Especially whenever the AD who had all the information in 2013 was ready to move on from, as Rudy pointed out, the head coach coming off a national championship appearance. And there is the settlement, and there were the ramifications from within the LSU program as some form of consequence for these actions from Les Miles. I think you have plenty of evidence to find out that there was some amount of unacceptable behavior throughout that era. To know all of those things and to say, I think that man should be in charge of any college football program, that he should be the head coach at a high school, is beyond me. And if you can plead ignorance, which is where Jeff Long is in a best case scenario, right? Mm-hmm. If you can plead ignorance and you say, you know what, listen, he was a national championship head coach. This program's been in the dumpster for a decade now. Longer, probably, really. I don't know when you want to make that cutoff. When was the Orange Bowl?
I mean,
it's decline. How long has the dumpster been on fire?
It started in 2010. 2010, they lost their first game of the year to North Dakota State.
Yeah,
and like that was really, that was really, well, I guess you could say that the start of it was probably, and was the, whether or not it's true or not, there have been some reports that maybe make it seem like Mark Mangino didn't do the things he did. But at the very least, Mark Mangino was fired for being abusive to players.
That's true.
There were other stories that came out that made the story seem a little shaky. But regardless, Mark Mangino was fired for being abusive towards at least one player. And that's when it started. That was the start of the decline.
I don't know when it was a dumpster and when that dumpster was on fire, but that dumpster has been on fire for a very long time. Maybe. I think Charlie Weiss at least threw the Molotov cocktail into the dumpster.
Turner Gill was bad, but it wasn't embarrassing.
But not a fire.
Yeah.
That's the distinction I'm willing to make.
Yes.
I understood the Les Miles hiring with the information that I had at the time.
Yeah.
It is unconscionable to think that Jeff Long and I had the same amount of information when they hired Les Miles. For the reasons that Rudy pointed out previously. Plus, whenever that hiring happens, I went and found a story from Fog.net with our friend Scott Chasen, who wrote about Jeff Long at the time, and some of the quotes about the hiring process when there were literally jokes about how like casual and easygoing the hiring process was, that sort of dismounts with Jeff Long talking about how, this was an important process. You need to find someone who fits the culture, who can bring the program back to where it needs to be, and that he's going to be here making young men into great young men, and all of this stuff that reads like a bad, tasteless stand-up routine at this point, because it all now reads as such fraud. What were you going to say, Rudy?
Basically, I was going to point out. I think this goes off what you said. Let's say it truly is best case scenario for Jeff Long, which is that he just completely was, ignorant to the situation, right? Do you want a person in charge of the entire athletic department who is clearly who misses this?
Yep.
Something that was clearly visible to anybody who honestly, to I imagine pretty much anybody who was working in college football in 2013, but certainly to anybody who was working in the SEC in 2013. The character judgment, this is one of Jeff Long's better friends, he says. Is that the person that you want in charge of your athletic department?
No.
Whose job it is to revive the football. He was literally hired to revive the football program.
Ignorance is rarely the trump card that lots of people tend to use it as.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know. Now we're investigating it. Now we're doing a real investigation into Les Miles for the first time in 2021. This is a big position.
If you did any amount of background work, like you would normally do, right, for a coaching hire,
and it just seems completely unfathomable that Jeff Long just had no idea.
Because here's the thing, we talked about this before the show, the whole, and I forget the Mets GM who got fired, but essentially how basically the Mets didn't talk to any women.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know if KU talked to any men. I don't know if Jeff Long talked to. Honestly, this is This is just me painting a picture. There's no report or truth or anything behind this. I honestly think Jeff Long just showed up to Les's house with a bottle of scotch. They sat down. He was like, hey, man, if you want this job, it's yours.
Yeah.
You can take it now. You can tell me in a week. I just like, if at any moment you want this job, it's yours. I think that is essentially how this went down.
Jared Porter was the fired
yes.
Mets GM.
I knew it was Jared something, but I just don't remember the last name.
Part of the story that we talked about as the news happened was that there was a lot of talk about how, oh man, they had done research into his background. They had really done some character work on him.
Everybody said he was a
great
great guy.
Who is this guy? How is this going to, reflect on our organization? And then they were asked, I don't remember who was asked. Someone was asked if they had any conversations with any women who had worked with Jared Porter.
I think it was also even like
the answer was no.
Any minority person, like person of color or women, just anybody who wasn't a white guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was no. It's just they talked to the same people.
So here's kind of just maybe the push off from here, maybe the dismount here. Nicole Arbach on in the Athletic had a column that I was reading right before the show that is very much worth reading. I'll try not to simply parrot her story, but I would say that if you're interested in what this all is, that you should go read it. But it had me thinking about a couple of things, and then there's some stuff here that it helped me kind of pull some thoughts together, I would say. I find it genuinely impossible to say, his actions here were wrong. But what are you gonna fire everybody who does it? What are you gonna do? Listen, is this good? No. Is it happening everywhere? Yeah, probably. What do you want to do? Have them fire and go find another head coach? I think that position is intellectually impossible to achieve because you cannot possibly advocate in a real, personally affecting way. You cannot say that this system is bad and these actions are bad and we need to reform some of these things throughout, if not college sports, if not college football, all sports, or perhaps all workplaces, and really all workplaces. But I don't think Les Miles should lose his job for any of those things. You cannot have that thought all together all at once, because you cannot advocate for that change and then also argue against having consequences for the actions that you want to deter. It's the reason that I get so unendingly frustrated by some of these just absolutely used car dealership, wacky inflatable arm man conversations about cancel culture. We're just wagging around and saying, we gotta cancel Dr. Seuss. Which, by the way, we talk about Dr. Seuss tonight. You want to really see if we can find that third rail? I'll just jump on it and hug it.
Funny part, before the show started, I saw a deal how his books are now like eight of like the top 10 like most sold books right now over the last week have been his books.
Here's the secret on Dr. Seuss thing. Do you know who canceled like 6 of his books that you've never heard of before, by the way? Do you know who canceled them? His estate.
Yeah.
The Dr. Seuss people said these books have some, find them, really racist imagery in them. And so we are going to stop selling these.
Because we feel like it's wrong.
Right, yeah. And also, again, it's not the Lorax, which is a great story, actually, about protecting the environment that you live in. Not that that would be relevant to any of these conversations. But it's not that the Cat in the Hat and the Lorax aren't going anywhere, but you find these 6 books that, I think it's 6, that do have these, you'll find some really problematic ways of depicting people, because this dude was born in like 1904.
Yeah, it's not surprising that at least one of his books would have it. It's like you go look at old Disney movies and you're like,
yeah, we should at least probably
Dumbo
acknowledge that
got some issues.
Yeah, sure does.
Got some issues.
Sure does. And so the idea, like the civil disobedience in response is to buy more that's fine. Buy more Dr. Seuss books. It's going to the place that quote unquote canceled 6 of his books. Anyway, I found that a lot of people don't seem to know that.
Yeah, and one thing I saw, and this kind of be my last thing for right now, because I know we need to break soon. I saw somebody like tweet out basically like, why should essentially KU fire him for something he did 8 to 10 years ago? Is the is probation, is that not the punishment? Like and here's the thing, I'm all for, in general, people having second chances in life, right?
Sure.
Like Jared Porter, like I'm not saying Jared Porter should never have a job ever in his life again, right? Here's the thing though, you deserve a second chance after you've been punished. Les Miles has not been punished.
And have shown any amount of personal
growth, like
at
actual,
all.
like actual,
Anything.
like here's the thing, like, and this is not like the same situation by any means, but it's just like the first thing that pops in my mind because the crimes are very different. Michael Vick gets in trouble for dogfighting, goes to jail, and then after jail has spent millions of dollars and countless of hours for charities to help. Essentially, dogs that are being used for dogfighting to take care of those. Like there were actions of remorse for, hey, I did wrong. I am now giving back to try to make things better.
We love giving out second chances so much.
But you have to be punished.
But there has
and you have
to
to redeem yourself.
There has to be a consequence, and there has to be some evidence of personal growth. Because if I walked on the other side of this piece of plexiglass, and Rudy, you just slapped me in the face, and I went, Rudy, I wish you wouldn't have done that. That was really unfortunate. But I want to, let's just power through. And then you slap me again. There's a real fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me thing going on here.
The problem with this,
I'm not going to slap you again.
This example is, I think the general public would be behind me.
That's a great point.
It's not really like, I don't know if you can punish me.
That's a great point. That's a bad analogy by me. But this is the other part of it. Is Les Miles did not face punishment for these actions at LSU.
Exactly.
He faced punishment for losing
games.
games.
He was given a pass. He was literally given a pass for this.
Yes. And until eventually the football wasn't good enough, and they just went and decided we're going to go hire Ed Orgeron, who's been better there over the last. It wasn't a direct one-to-one, but
there may be some issues because part of their report is also how they've handled, obviously
all sorts of things throughout that organization.
Now it does not sound like necessarily like he has not pulled a Les Miles, but he may have looked the other way when some of his players did such a thing.
Yeah, good point.
But we don't know that. They're looking at that as well.
But here's the thing that his. I don't know. Here's the thing that is that maybe can help someone else understand some of these things. Now, listen, honestly, if you've disagreed with me for 35 minutes and you're still here, God bless you, and I don't think you exist. But if you're here, you're saying, blah blah blah, cancel culture. Here's the thing about this that is so frustrating to me. We're not just talking about his ability to lead an organization, if he's a good football coach, if he will stop doing these things. I feel like all you have to do for like a minute to be deeply bothered by all of these things is to acknowledge that these women are also people, like in some of the most basic possible senses. Where they're not just these women are not just like literally like objects to try to lure recruits like bait on a hook. They're not just objects to have around the athletic department for Les Miles to fool around with. Like if you can't make that connection, we're never gonna get anywhere. And so maybe there's at least some self-awareness that we could find in there somewhere. That maybe you just don't fully see these young women who he was mentoring, which puts them, by the way, if you are mentoring anyone and also preying on them, you are only preying on them and not mentoring them. Period. Like that at all.
The whole quote about like helping gain career advancement, like
come to my condo, I'll help your career.
It just made me like shiver.
Yeah, because it's awful. But that's
it's just so terrible.
That's the whole game here. The whole game here is, do we need to somehow punish Les Miles or just keep him out of one-on-one interactions with these women to say absolutely nothing of their value as people who would like to no longer be preyed upon and get unwanted texts and touches from the head coach, the highest paid employee of the state, the most powerful man in that state,
who now still have to go to work and see him
every day. Like that is not an unreasonable request. And LSU did apparently not nearly enough to follow up on these complaints and what these women were asking for in terms of, hey, I've come to talk to you now. Could I get a little bit of help here? And their answer was, yeah, we'll look into it. And then this one.
And then they saw Les Miles' record, and they were like his college football record,
Right.
and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is good.
And you've got these women dropping off, as the report says, dropping off the face of the earth in terms of just not even being around anymore. Because, by the way, that's the thing that happens a lot. Is whenever you're not going to get the institutional support that you deserve in that moment, you're just going to stop being a part of that institution. Rightfully so. What else can you do at that point if none of the authority figures are listening? So I can't, at this point, and listen, as we gain more information and if more things come out, maybe there's some argument to be made for Jeff Long getting to pick the next head coach. But this is the thing about the ignorance. This is the thing about the ignorance of it, is if your athletic director was ignorant to all of these things that were not exactly held under lock and key, it seems, especially among ADs in the SEC, as Rudy pointed out. If you can't find that these investigations happened, that there was a settlement back at the time, I don't really want that guy picking my next head coach either.
Nope.
And honestly, that alone would be enough for me here. Like, that's the reason that I'm really comfortable. I am not comfortable telling you that Les Miles and Jeff Long should be in prison. Okay? I'm not saying that. Because I'm not comfortable saying that with the information that we have right now. I'm incredibly comfortable saying I think both of those guys should be out of these jobs because they have shown a grand incompetence in their ability to be the leaders that you need them to be in these circumstances. I just don't think it's that hard to clearly see that both of them have failed in enormous and different ways. That would be plenty of evidence for me not to want either of them at the head of any particular football program, even one that's been a dumpster fire for a decade and shows absolutely no sign of turning it around anytime soon because it's just egg after egg after egg on their face. And this is a point that a fan base, a state, a group of alumni all deserve better than.
They're years away from being a bad football program.
They're years away from not being a deeply unsettling, disturbing department.
The level of incompetence that the football program has shown is just, it's, they always say well, it can't get worse. I mean, like KU is just basically every year just like, we're just wait and see, man.
Because the incompetence has
handling Dave. It's how they handle, and honestly, and here's another thing with Jeff Long. Look at how Jeff Long handled the David Beatty situation.
Yeah.
Why do you want this guy in charge
They fought all of that out to save $500,000?
His whole job, he was hired solely for the football program because you don't have to worry about the basketball program. Bill Self's got that handled.
That'll take care of itself.
Like he and honestly, maybe Bill Self should just be in charge of the football program as well. Like it'd probably be a lot better. Like how could you want this? If you're Chancellor Girard, I don't know who, if people don't know, Chancellor Girard he's the chancellor at KU. He's the one who makes this decision. I don't know how you can look at Jeff Long and be like, yeah, this is the guy who should be in charge of our football program.
Yeah, it's completely unfathomable to me that this is where we're at again in a situation that is where this football program has been as diverse in its dumpster fires as it has been in its severity of its dumpster fires. We need to take a break. Whenever we come back, I don't know. We'll see if there's a dumpster fire in the building.
Want more Almost Entirely Sports? Watch the show live on the Sports Radio 810 Facebook page.
Whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a new baby, or just because, a gift of fine jewelry from Shane Company will make any moment more special and memorable. With the largest selection of styles in every price range, finding a meaningful gift will be easy. We have all the classics, as well as new styles for spring. Unique necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and rings made with hand-picked natural stones. You can also customize a gemstone pendant just for her. Choose her birthstone or a gemstone in a color she loves. We have vibrant rubies, sapphires in over a dozen colors, and a range of popular gemstones, always natural and ethically sourced. With our superior craftsmanship, your gift will be made with heirloom quality that's guaranteed for life. Best of all, it'll remind her of you. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Prime Lending's mortgage professionals are ready to assist you with your next home loan or refinance of your current residence. Prime Lending has 10 convenient locations to serve you. Visit yprimelendingkc.com That's WHYPrimeLendingKC.com or call 816-600-4561. Prime Lending ranked #1 mortgage lender in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area market per Market Track January 2019 to October 2020. All loans subject to credit approval, rates and fees subject to change. Prime Lending, a Plains Capital Company, NMLS 13649, is an equal housing lender.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo?
Yes.
It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. That's babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
Hi, I'm Fred Ramsey. And I'm Mark Tobin. Hey, folks, if you're not busy Saturday mornings from 6 to 7 a.m., well, I hope you'll join us for the Midwest Outdoors, brought to you by Reed Chevrolet, St. Joe. Join us and our expert guests, and we'll be talking about hunting and fishing, dog training. We'll give you tips, pass along stories, and most important, share some laughs along the way. That's right. We cover it all, from crappie to waterfowl, and we'll tell you how to cook it, too. The Midwest Outdoors, brought to you by Reed Chevrolet, Saturday morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Car enthusiasts, looking for the best place to store and show off your car? Check out the KC Underground, Kansas City's car collection. KC Underground is part of the Kansas City Automotive Museum and provides a safe place to store your vehicle with 24-hour monitoring while sharing its history. Call today to reserve a spot underground for your car. Use the promo code 810 and you'll receive a 10% discount. Go to thekcunderground.com or call 816-492-7147 and mention 810-WHB. If you can see the skyline, the KC Underground is just moments away.
Whether you're looking for energy savings for the winter or updating your home office or man cave, One Stop Decorating is the place for beautiful, energy-efficient window coverings. One Stop Decorating offers free in-home or virtual consultations, or you can come into one of their 3 beautiful showrooms to see all the window coverings in their Hunter Douglas galleries. Ask about smart shades that can be controlled by Google, Alexa, and HomeKit. 913-270-0408, 913-270-0408, or onestopdecorating.com. Your home, your windows, your style.
Hey, this is Stephen St. John for Window Nation. That recent blast of winter didn't just test your patience, it tested the integrity of your home's windows. Did they fog up? Frost up? Were they sweating with condensation? Could you feel cold air coming in? You need new windows. But that's actually good news because Window Nation's virtual home show extravaganza is going on now. Get 2 free windows with every 2 you buy. There's no limit. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 24 months. Call Window Nation today for these once-a-year savings. But hurry, this offer is for a limited time. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and pay nothing for 2 full years. As a special bonus, call 866-90-NATION now and get a Nest thermostat with a house of windows. Call today for this buy now, pay later offer. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com and please tell them Stephen St. John sent you.
Every Wednesday at 6, it's Crunch Time Prime Time on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Me and my buddy Frank Bowe will bring you all the latest Chiefs news all season long. You guys know I'm a big believer in CBD. We will tell you a little bit about the latest products and benefits of CBD. And if you want to try any of their great products, you can stop into any of the American Shaman stores for a free sample.
Crunch Time, Wednesdays at 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
There's the iceberg. Here we come.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Few quick things here. Rudy's going to open his pack of NBA Top Shot in 10 minutes. We contain multitudes. First of all, a comment from Marcus on Facebook says that IMDb has 3 to 4 hours of classic Looney Tunes movies. They have at least 4 of them that he's seen. It's a free app to watch and might help with your visual background noise. Thank you, Marcus. That's a genuinely helpful comment from somebody who clearly answered my question in a way that I was looking for from the last show.
Listening to the podcast. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate that, Marcus. That's not a joke or anything. It's just really helpful. Here's a couple other things that are now we've got our Looney Tunes and Back to Les Miles.
There's the fun. There's the almost.
Yep. Almost entirely fun, just not this hour.
Yeah.
Logan on Facebook said the big thing here is how did anyone at KU hear about this while they were vetting Miles in the hiring process and not say, nope, we can't have this on campus. We need to look at someone else. I think there are probably two doors you could go through here. One is that they never found that because it was an incredibly weak vetting process, which I think is kind of Rudy's. He's going through that door. I'm also very tempted to open the door and walk down the door of everyone they talked to about it, said it's no big deal. He's Les Miles. Don't worry about it.
I also think that's very, very possible. And my guess is it's still the other one, but that's wildly possible.
I can see that playing out just as easily. I'm not making a bet on which of the two. It seems a little irresponsible, I guess. I think both of those things are things that I would consider to be on the table.
Or it was just
hold on, Rudy. Beard's turned on his microphone. I'm nervous.
Or it was just a case of, hey guys, don't worry about it. It won't come out, and Les Miles will win enough games where it won't matter.
Well, listen. If anyone thought he was going to win games at Kansas, they were really delusional for that part.
It was the only competent coach they'd had in years, though.
Well,
previously competent.
Yeah.
Competent's a strong word.
Here's another thing that Nicole Arbach just tweeted a screenshot from an athletic story here from quoting Les Miles in July 2019, explaining why Puka Williams only received a 1-game suspension after being charged with misdemeanor domestic battery. According to an arrest affidavit, an 18-year-old woman was, quote, punched in the stomach as well as grabbed by the throat. Here's a quote from Les Miles. Quote, if you think when you come to me you're getting someone sympathetic to your cause, you are not if you've mistreated women, Miles says he tells his teams each year at fall camp. He always adds that he reminds players that he has a wife and 2 daughters that he loves very much. This year, Kansas will be the most receptive audience that you could possibly imagine because they saw how quickly things changed for Puka. One day, happy-go-lucky, enjoying life. The next day, out of circulation, not to be seen, not to come into the building, not to be worked out, Miles said. Now I think this Kansas team, they're so willing to hear the message, and at some point in time, we'll have Puka talk not about the incident in any way, but what he must have felt like. What would you have done differently? He has a wife and 2 daughters.
Here's the thing.
He has a daughter that's probably about the same age as the women who complained about him at LSU, and he has a wife. Rudy, before you say this, I want you to really think long and hard about this.
Okay, I will.
He has a wife that he loves very much.
Okay, I'm going to process that, and I'm going to have a hot take here.
Yeah.
You can love your wife, and you can love your daughters. Like, truly love your wife, truly love your daughters, not wish any harm on them, and not give a bleep about other women.
I don't think that's possible. He has a wife and daughters that he loves very much. I mean,
and honestly, let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. You can love your wife and love your daughter, and not give a bleep about any other person who may prevent you from having success in college athletics, which is $1 billion enterprise.
It's just, it's the other reason that, by the way, this is a little bit of reaching across to a not totally related thing, but is a little bit, it fires a similar synapse for me. Richie Incognito is getting released by the Raiders, and he wants to continue his career and all that stuff.
I thought he retired years ago.
No, in fact, he's actually been very good for the Raiders. And I saw that news, and it reminded me of something that I thought whenever I saw a tweet from the NFL just, I think, a few days ago, because they were tweeting about this sort of like Stop Asian Hate campaign, because there's been a rise in both hate speech and hate crimes towards Asian people over the course of the COVID pandemic, which, I mean, isn't hard to find evidence of and is obviously terrible.
Yeah.
The NFL tweeted a whole statement about acts of verbal and physical violence against the Asian American Pacific Islander community just a little while ago with the hashtag Stop Asian Hate. And I saw that and immediately was reminded of the story from Richie Incognito, where he was accused of making racist and sexist remarks towards players and other team personnel in an independent investigation commissioned by the NFL. Fansided reports that the Wells report implicates Incognito and teammates John Jerry and Mike Pouncey of racially bullying a Japanese team trainer and mocking him on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. The trio also reportedly threatened retaliation against the trainer. Deadspin article states the 3 directed racist slurs to the trainer. There are plenty of examples of it. I'm not going to dive into at the moment, but you can Google any of those stories. They also called him a dirty communist and North Korean. And those are the ones I'm willing to read. The reason that hits on a similar sort of synapse as Les Miles' lovely wife and he loves very much and all of this stuff.
Don't forget about the daughters.
And 2 daughters. I have to mention the 2 daughters.
Don't forget about the daughters.
That you would, I mean, in fairness, you would think would probably make you think about young women differently if you were already if you were needing a little extra help. But I mean, that clearly I was wrong. The reason that touches on a similar sort of synapse firing for me is because it's just like talk is cheap is probably the easiest, most simple way to put it. Talk is cheap. The lip service throughout these things. I mean, you can go back to the NFL this year. The NFL this year got a real conscience about putting end racism in the back of the end zone and letting players wear "It Takes All of Us" on the back of their helmets. And Tom Brady, I think, was rocking "It Takes All of Us" while also having a series of sort of questionable supports and beliefs. You get Richie Incognito, who has one of the most high-profile incidences, at least in the sports world, of being sort of directly anti-Asian person. And you're now hopping on this train as it benefits you as a business to be a little more to have your eyes a little more open to some of the plights of minorities in the world and surrounding your sport that you would like them to believe they're welcome for. Talk is cheap, tweets are easy.
Yep.
It ends up making me a whole lot more cynical than I want to be also, because I would love to take the words as meaningful and as a actual meaningful sign of what that person is going to do or that entity is going to do with its money, with its actions, with its influence. But I would be really foolish, I think, to do that and to take all those things at face value. I think that's probably all we got unless more news breaks along the way. I don't really want to do the full show on this. And we've already promised Rudy that we'll open his NBA Top Shot packs. That's the transition we'll make next.
You are listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB. For the latest on the Kansas City Royals, keep it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
I left all the money talk to my agent and let him kind of deal with that. So yeah, I was just wanting to get it done so I can get this season going. If I could choose, I'd be a Royal for life. I mean, this is the best organization in all of sports. It was a very easy decision for me. I want to be here. I want to win here.
Kansas City's home for Major League Baseball. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen up, you'll want to hear this. PRA Health Sciences is seeking healthy, non-smoking men and women, ages 18 to 45, to participate in a study of an investigational medication. Volunteers must be available for one stay of 8 nights, 9 days, and 1 follow-up visit. Additional eligibility criteria applies. Qualified participants may receive compensation up to $3,500. Call PRA today at 913-210-5900 or visit us on the web at prastudies.com/Lonexa.
It's Family Leisure's Factory Direct Hot Tub Sale. We have hot tubs coming in every week. No need to wait for months. Come get your dream hot tub today. Family Leisure also has pools in stock for spring installation. Don't go another summer without a pool for your family. Come in and see our huge selection of patio furniture. Family Leisure is your one-stop shop for pool tables, shuffleboard, bar stools, and home theater seating. All priced to go. Mention 810 and save more at Family Leisure in Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome!
Menards is your complete bathroom remodeling headquarters. Come in and check out our great selection of over 50 Magic Woods vanities. Magic Woods offers a combination of quality construction and styles ranging from traditional to contemporary that are sure to match your lifestyle. Best of all Magic Woods bathroom vanities are 11% off. Good through March 6th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
I've actually had customers halfway through showing them merchandise and saying, I guess I don't need to spend that much, do I?
Diamonds Direct 20-year jewelry professional and designer Enrique Chavez sees it every day. Customers amazed at how far their budgets will go.
Or on the other hand, a guy says, I'm not going to compromise, so let me go ahead and stretch my budget a bit. I never heard that anywhere else I worked.
And with Diamonds Direct's huge selection, you never have to compromise like you do at other places.
They usually are pushed in most stores to a specific color and clarity, whereas in our store we have such a vast amount of diamonds for them to look at. They're astonished.
So shop around Kansas City. But we promise you won't find a better value and lower prices than Diamonds Direct.
So they're getting more for their money than they can anywhere else in the city.
Diamonds Direct, Kansas City's direct diamond importer.
A wow experience. It's just utterly amazing.
At 119th and Row.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
Every weekday on Sports Radio 810, tune in to hear Kansas City's favorite local lineup. At 6 a.m., wake up with the Border Patrol with Stephen St. John and Nate Bucati. At 10, it's The Zone with Jason Anderson. Now at 2, get into the program with Soren Petro. And wrap up your day on Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco. Kansas City's hometown sports station. Sports Radio 810 WHB. Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City.
This is Sports Center. I'm Sean Ryder with breaking news. Kansas has placed head football coach Les Miles on administrative leave after reviewing the report released by LSU of accusations of inappropriate behavior with female student workers while Les Miles was head coach at LSU. California officials will allow people to attend Major League Baseball games and other outdoor sporting events, go to Disneyland and watch live performances in limited capacities starting April 1st, which is opening day in baseball. The Angels, Padres, and A's all open at home on April 1st. Another NFL quarterback on the market, veteran Alex Smith, is a free agent after being released by Washington. He won the 2020 Comeback Player of the Year award, coming back from multiple leg surgeries. ESPN Monday Night Football analyst Louis Riddick.
People are going to really try and connect the dots between him and Chicago, given his familiarity with Matt Nagy and that system that they run in Chicago like it was in Kansas City. I don't think that's the option that they're looking for.
Alex Smith helped Washington get a wild card spot. Team went 5-1 with Smith starting. The move saves Washington nearly $15 million in cap space. Buffalo has agreed on a 2-year contract extension with safety Micah Hyde. He was a Pro Bowler in 2017. Six-time NBA All-Star Blake Griffin has agreed to a contract buyout with the Pistons. He's now a free agent. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports that Brooklyn, Golden State, and Portland are expected to be among the teams that Griffin will consider. Utah point guard Mike Conley will replace Phoenix guard Devin Booker in Sunday's All-Star game. Booker out with a sprained knee.
Coming up Monday, the NBA All-Star Game is in the rear view, and now it's time to hand out the first half-season awards. We'll tell you why the MVP is James Harden. I said it, and why LeBron James is no longer top 2. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Isn't this a sports show?
I'm going to get back to the Anthony Sherman butt stuff in a second. What?
Almost entirely.
But I think the last topic will probably be Anthony Sherman because we know he's a nice firm end.
You are listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
And right now, I had a notification on my phone that I had successfully uploaded to Google Drive the photo called Sherman Butt.
Take the show with you by listening on the Sports Radio 810 mobile app at 810WHB.com. or by searching for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
Off to the side in a black shirt that just stands out, kind of all by yourself, is just you taking a picture of Anthony Sherman's butt.
I wanted to get full coverage. It's something that his singlet did not provide.
This is Almost Entirely Sports on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
We went with a double intro today because I wanted to take this moment to formally acknowledge the retirement of Anthony Sherman. His career, much like him, now has a firm end. Anthony Sherman has retired after a decade in the NFL. and after helping me end up in a moment that I will literally never be able to live down, where I accidentally, if you don't know the story, ended up on the cover of the Star Sports section one day in St. Joe because I took a picture of Anthony Sherman as he was arriving, and I ended up on the cover of the sports section of the Star taking a picture of Anthony Sherman's butt.
Last hour we talked about where was the start of like the decline of Kansas.
Yeah.
We know where the rise of Joshua Brisco started.
I don't know. I got a lot of tweets as soon as Anthony Sherman retired, and I'm not sure that I love that for myself. But
it's just been uphill from then. It's just been a slow. You started off with backsides, and now you're getting backs. Pretty soon you'll be on the shoulders, and eventually the face.
Someday I would like to know if Anthony Sherman is aware of the fact that he accidentally helped me become a meme.
Made your career.
Today will not be that day, though. Someone asked if we can get the Sherman picture as an emote. No. No.
Actually, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Of me
You.
doing the thing? All right.
Yeah, for
fine.
sure.
Yeah.
That's an emote. That's a good emote idea.
Anyway, he retired and then hopped onto a helicopter. So
it's just perfect.
It's absolutely
So perfect.
it's absolutely perfect. All right. Whenever we unlock the next set of emotes, which means if you've got Amazon Prime,
people.
you can subscribe to the 810 Twitch.
And I've been thinking about this, and I think I don't know exactly how.
I may even make
it
an emote on my personal Twitch account whenever I'm able to do custom emotes there.
I'll figure out exactly, but I think I may do it once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe once every 2 weeks to start off. I'm gonna gift out a sub.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can gift out subs
through Prime.
Anybody
cost
can.
you money.
Literally, it does. So you basically, when you gift out a sub,
You're gonna pay for
you
someone
are paying
else's?
for that sub, and it will go to somebody who follows the page around.
You're already
literally
Top Shot Rudy is different.
And literally anybody can do it. So any of our followers can give out subs. Anybody can do it, but hey, if it will get people to, it's just a nice little again, I'm only gonna give out like one every 2 weeks, which is basically like once a paycheck. So
That's still
we're talking $10 a month. Like I'm not a saint.
No, but I
Which
I
at some point we can start making bets with chat where it's like,
Yes.
hey, if we're right, you have some people in chat have to gift out 5 subs. If we're wrong, we'll gift the 5
and you can
subs.
you can do bets with like bits and everything.
Yes.
Eventually, I think we'll start to try to employ the help of some of our most faithful Twitch followers to help us do all of those things. But one foot in front of the other for now on the Twitch stream. But today will be a very good time. This will be a very good time to be watching the show. We're gonna cover all the same bases through the audio medium as well. But what's about to happen is that earlier today, Rudy got his first pack of NBA Top Shot. It is the non-fungible token, the NFT, that is essentially digital NBA trading cards.
Yes.
Or player cards or whatever,
They're in a GIF format or video format.
Yeah, we talked about it some on the show at this point. It's a big enough thing that I imagine most people have a loose idea of what it is.
They've heard about it.
It's a digital basketball card of a specific play, their number. There are lots of factors that play into them. Rudy, you've been incredibly hyped for this moment all day today. Is there anything that people need to know before we do open them? And also, Beards, go ahead and flip on the page on Twitch.
Can we do that? Okay.
You'll be able to watch the stream right along with us.
I think the
Twitch.tv/sportsradio810. Get there.
I think the big thing with this is like I would not advise anybody who is trying to use this to like make money. Have fun with it.
That's very responsible of you.
This is not that you can't make money. I just don't know if you should go into it. I am not going into this with the purpose of making money.
Stream looks good,
but I am expecting
nice.
to get digital money that I then try to put into my actual bank account, but which I spend like 3 months fighting over this said money, and then it probably goes all up in the air, and that's fine because you know what, I've had my fun with it.
So the best part of this is going to be finding out in real time if Rudy is making money or losing money. How much did this pack cost?
$14.
So it's a $14 pack, and you're going to get 3 cards from this pack, right?
So I will get 3 moments, and so I will get 2 of those moments will be the base series moments, which are just like your standard commons, and then one of them will be a Seeing Stars moment, which this is a Seeing Stars pack, which basically there is one moment for every player who made it into the NBA All-Star game, with the exception of Kevin Durant and LeBron James, because basically the way they're doing it with those two is if you collect, I think it might be 12, I think there's 24 of them, and so if you collect, if I remember right, if you collect 12 a certain 12 moments, then you get gifted the Kevin Durant one. If you collect the other
Wow.
12 moments, you get gifted the LeBron James ones, because obviously those are the two most valuable moments.
Will we open the most valuable one last? Will it be obvious which
So
one is
it
which?
will
Or do you
not.
not know?
My
Okay.
my belief is it could be any. So like there'll be 3 boxes essentially that pop up that will say "click to reveal," and that Seeing Stars moment, which is the All-Star one, which will in theory be the most valuable. Maybe not
Maybe not.
necessarily, but in theory will be. Could be any of the 3. I've seen it. I've seen enough from a couple of videos I've seen. It's been in different spots. So we can just go left to right. We can go right to left. We
You
can
pick.
just
I think you should
and
pick
choose.
1, 2, or 3 as and then Beards will actually hit the button to click them. All right, Beards, do you have music for the? Are we good to open them? Are you ready, Rudy?
I am ready.
I'm ready to go.
Yes.
Hit the button. NBA Top Shot opening now here, property of Rudy Salazar. You can begin submitting your bids on Twitch or on Twitter here now as well. Beards, go ahead and click open, I suppose, on the common pack here.
Open.
The open button. Is your cursor going to be visible?
No.
It is not.
Nope.
Okay.
I have it set to where it's not.
Okay, now I can't see it here because of the lower banner's covering, but it should say open then underneath it.
Aha.
Looking at the pack right now, it's wiggling.
Yes,
Open your pack.
Open the pack.
The more you know, NBA Top Shot launched an early access with 150. Okay, here we go.
All right, which one? Which one are we doing first?
Definitely don't click reveal all. That is.
Do not hit reveal all. Okay. So first one up.
Also, Beards is going to do the research as we go on how much these are worth.
Yeah,
Probably.
so
We'll figure it out.
so what we'll do is there's another tab open on this page. So after we reveal it, he will click on that tab. So we will then go to the marketplace. He will then type in that player. We'll find it. We'll also find the serial number that's closest to that's being up for sale, so we can know roughly what the price is.
Also, Beards, this may go without saying. Just leave the camera on Rudy.
Yep,
Just
that's what I'm
this whole
That's what I'm
time.
doing.
Well, it's on me right now.
That's because you were
it's not.
talking.
I don't. Just leave it on Rudy.
Okay.
Before we get going, give me 1 second. Because I want to pull up on my other tablet here. I shared that sheet out that has like what I can get.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to pull it up on my tablet so I can.
Just have the
Yeah,
sheet
yeah,
ready.
I
That's
just wanted
good.
an
We're going
idea.
to we're gonna get the prices of these in real time. We're gonna figure out if Rudy is a millionaire or if he stays broke.
All right, Rudy. Left.
Hold up. This is. Hold up.
That's all right. Listen, Beards, how are you feeling about this right now?
okay.
Are you gonna try to get in? Go ahead, Rudy. We'll stall. It's fine.
We're not in a rush.
You can put the camera on me now, I guess. Are you gonna get in on this game? Do you think? Is this something that entices you, or do you only want to watch it as the pervert in the corner?
I think you need to get involved with it, Beards.
We'll see how this goes. I'll be in the corner for right now. This is a trial run. We'll see how it goes.
I want to say I am not here to make anybody spend a lot of money. I'm talking about packs that will, in theory, will cost like $9.
I will
14 bucks at most.
buy any pack that drops. I will not be secondhand buying any packs because that feels like a dangerous game.
Yeah. I'm not here for. I'm not trying to help scalpers out here. Like I am looking. Hey,
you want to be a scalper?
No. I want to sell in the marketplace, which is a legal thing. The last like 3-4 months has shown me that like the amount of people who are just scalping stuff and then selling them at like 5 times the what they're worth is bothering me.
I'm gonna see how much money I've lost on AMC today.
Okay, I've got it up.
All right,
I'm ready to go.
Left, right, or middle?
Let's go. You know what? Let's go left.
Left.
Yes.
Josh, you ready?
Yep. I'm watching this. We're watching the stream. Beards, Beards is a second ahead of us.
Yes. No reaction.
No
Beards.
reaction.
Turn
Beards.
that mic off.
I'm not even looking at Beards.
Oh, I forgot to mention what we were looking for.
That's
Manuel
fine. Let's
quickly.
see what this is.
Oh,
Oh my
we got a comment.
God!
It's a steal. It's a steal.
Oh
it's
my
a Jaylen Brown steal.
Oh my God! It's Jaylen Brown.
Okay, so now I'm watching the video. He steals it from. Who's he steal it from? Do we know who he steals it from?
It's someone on the Raptors.
I see Van Vliet.
It's Celtics Raptors.
And Pascal Siakam.
Two-way players make their presence felt on both ends of the floor. Boston Celtics wing Jaylen Brown forces a turnover against the Toronto Raptors, then takes the ball. Oh, it's gone.
And now it's gone.
Number 59.
Oh,
Number 59 out of 10,000.
Holy bleep. That's okay. So that is.
Explain this. Explain why that's important, Rudy.
So there are these cards have so like there's a.
That's the big one, right? That's the Stars one?
No, that is. Oh yeah, that's the Seeing Stars one. Oh,
So that's
wow.
Biggie right
Wow.
out of the gate.
I for some reason I thought I saw a comment somewhere. Oh wow.
It's
Okay,
comment
yeah.
at the bottom. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, it's just because it's a comment pack. So yeah. So our Seeing Stars ones was a Jaylen Brown. Now Jaylen Brown is not necessarily the best Seeing Stars one because he's obviously not.
He's not a very good player. He plays for a bad team.
Yeah. He is not obviously. For Seeing Stars, we were ideally hoping for maybe like a Giannis. The three special ones were Steph, Anthony Davis, and Jason Tatum. And we can go to those later. We can find them in the marketplace. Actually, watch.
That's
them.
fine, but this is 15. The number you want to have the lower serial number. This is
the closer
59.
you are to 1, the better. And usually, if you're under 1,000, if you're in a 3-digit number, you have a very good one.
59 out of 10,000, Rudy.
Okay, so what we can do, Beards, if you want to click on that other tab and go to the marketplace, and then you will search Jaylen Brown, and then we will find the Seeing Stars. You'll click on that.
And again,
and then we'll go to the serial number closest to 59 that's available for sell.
Yeah,
And
wow.
we'll see what it is being offered.
This is probably worth.
Jaylen Brown Seeing Stars?
Yes, so look for the Jaylen. So it's,
I
see
see
it's the
it.
third one.
I see one right now.
The lowest ask currently is $225.
We're in the green at the moment. 270 listings. Can we click that one and see the serial numbers on that one, Beards?
Yes, so if you click on it, it'll pop up.
So already, lowest asking price, $225. Gotta feel pretty good right now, Rudy, right?
Yeah.
So what am I? Okay, select the serial number.
Highest price, $15,000.
So what I want you to do is just find
Select
whether
the
it's
serial number
58
there.
or 60. Just find the serial number closest to 59.
And also, I'm
41 is the closest.
Okay, what's on the other side?
74.
74. Okay,
Split
so
that
what I
difference.
want to see is then I want to see what
270 of these are for sale.
What can you move the screen, Beard, so we can see it on our screen some?
Yeah, you might want to maybe move us to the top left corner for this.
I'll see what I can do. Hang on.
Okay.
So you want me to just click on the 41?
Yes.
Bad news, I tried on Twitch, says it's like watching an Antiques Roadshow reveal, and that's exactly what I was thinking. It is exactly what I was thinking.
So 41 is $1,300.
$1,300 for number 41. Now, you got 59. You're going to have to undercut that one by a little bit, but maybe we look at a hot grand. What was the other one below that? 60 Beards? So we got the 113. We got 130.
74 was the other one.
74. What is it?
So
what do we got?
Click on it.
Not being able to see Beards'
1,300.
1,500.
So 1,500. So that,
there's $1,000. I'm gonna call it.
Am I moving you guys up to the top? Is that what I'm going to try and do?
It doesn't matter.
I think it's all right
It's
right
fine.
now. We can see once you click on it, we can see what the prices are.
I'm saying that Rudy just made a grand on this.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
You got to feel pretty good about that, right?
I feel pretty good.
Get that bleep on the marketplace.
Getting that high serial number is pretty good. Again, is Jaylen Brown the best one I could get? No, but the high serial
Again,
number.
it's just mostly because of the bad team that he plays for.
Mostly. But the high serial number, though. I mean, everybody kind of knows he's like kind of a fake all-star.
Absolutely. On a fraud.
High serial number, though.
On a fraud team.
Getting a 2-digit serial
59.
number on the first
So
ever.
you just want me to hit the lead
poll.
on that, right? Because, I mean, obviously, you don't care.
Yeah, drop that
what?
one in the trash.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, please no.
All right, let's go look at the other ones.
Let's go.
So a little,
That's a good
maybe
start.
could be a little anticlimactic.
Yeah,
we probably got big money there.
We got big money on the
I'll
first
tell you
one.
what, you'll take an anticlimactic grand if it falls in your pocket, huh?
Oh, 59. That's almost nice.
Rudy,
Let's-
left or right?
To me, it's nice.
Let's go right. It's very nice.
So you want me to go to the right?
To the right, yes. Emmanuel quickly. Come on,
Beard says clicked it. I see a dunk,
It's a
and
dunk?
I see a Grizzly. Kyle Anderson.
Anderson.
Never heard of him.
6,132 out of 35,000 plus. It's not a terrible serial number,
This
but
one's probably not going to be as powerful.
yeah, no. Now let's go find Kyle Anderson.
Not a bad dunk.
No.
Not a.
Before we move, I don't know if
I
you've clicked on
swear to
him. I
God
was
in
curious to
heaven,
see
I've
who he
never
dunked
heard
it
of
on.
Kyle Anderson.
Oh, he played at UCLA.
I knew you'd know that. though.
Used to play for the Spurs. He was a first-round pick by the Spurs.
Hang on. Got to do my searching here.
You're good. So we'll go to Kyle Anderson.
So again, for comparison's sake, that was what was the serial number on this one here on the Kyle Anderson?
It was 3,000 or no,
It was like 6,000, wasn't it?
What? Oh, I've already forgot. Beers. What was it? Can you go back to the
yeah,
the other tab real fast?
6132.
6132. Yeah. 6132. Which out of 35,000 plus, it is a pretty good serial number.
Not terrible, but it really puts the amazingness of the number 59.
Oh, the Jaylen Brown. Yes.
on the more rare and expensive card.
Yes.
Could be a very.
So it is that first one.
Could be a very nice.
It's not
get.
one of the legendary
Well, I was
ones.
gonna say that shiny boy is not bad at all.
Yeah.
Lowest
And
asking price on that one's $9 right now.
Which
and
honestly feels about right. Like that's kind of what I guess. I'm gonna say with our serial number, maybe we're around 20.
Highest asking price is $250,000, so you could just go $249.
Most of these have like a highest price at $250,000, and honestly, I think this might just be
All
like
right,
somebody
so
who's.
the two numbers I've got are 60, 58, and 62.15.
Okay, let's click on them both. Let's see.
right.
Let's see what we're at.
60,
I'm gonna say it's about 20-ish. 35. Okay.
I'm willing to put down. You gotta undercut them.
Yeah, for sure. So like, let's say 30.
I wrote down 30.
And let's see what the other one is. I want to see what that range is. So I mean, like, this double. I almost tripled my money on
this card alone paid for this pack and your next one.
And the other one's $15. So yeah, I'm selling it for maybe 25. And that's 2 packs.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm not
Not bad at all. That Jalen
mad at that
Brown
at all.
looking at a G though. Woo! Rudy's gonna come in with some absolute fire kicks in a week.
Oh man. Now I just need more money to buy more packs.
Well, the good news, you can sell these cards.
Well, if I can actually get the money into my account to buy the cards, now maybe I can use the money in my account to buy more packs. I don't know about that. I don't know if I have to.
It sounds like a
we'll
pyramid
find out.
scheme over there.
It really
I
does.
mean, I've never once said Top Shot wasn't a little bit
right.
sketchy.
You ready for
Middle
the last,
button?
last one?
Middle pack?
Okay,
Let's review it.
Last
Emmanuel quickly. We want Emmanuel quickly.
Why do we want Emmanuel?
Because there's only like 800 of them, and he's a rookie doing good for the Knicks, so like people are gonna want it. Come on, give me that Knicks symbol.
See,
another Celtic.
Tristan Thompson.
Goodness.
I found out he was a Celtic whenever you found out he was a Celtic earlier
look at that
today.
serial number.
Oh, this one. Oh, that's. You know what? You almost have the last one.
Almost the one of the last.
Maybe
ones.
there's value in that.
Maybe.
So this is a Tristan Thompson
I can't believe
dunk.
I got 2 Celtics. Okay. So
It's a
let's
Tristan
see.
Thompson dunk.
Well,
There are 12,000 of these made. Rudy's serial number is 11,997.
I want to watch this highlight again. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
That's fine. When you click on it when we search, I'll see the highlight again. I know it was the assist was by Kimbo. I wanted because that's the other thing. Depending on who dunks are on or who passes are from, that can increase the value of these cards. So even though like there's a DeAndre Jordan one that's pretty expensive.
It was against the Celtics, so or against the Cavs, so it's probably not.
Yeah, and like there's a Cole Anthony.
Lowest asking price, you see that?
$38.
38
and so,
bucks.
like there's a Cole Anthony 3-pointer that is pretty valuable because it's a game-winning shot. You know, so like those that matters.
All right.
Just scroll to the bottom.
Yep.
There's not going to be a lower serial number than this one.
Probably not.
But again, I'm believing that.
I think the fact that it's got Kimba in it probably makes it a little bit more valuable.
It's
because
also
it's Kimba.
damn near the last one that exists. So I'm gonna say there's actual value in that.
Yeah.
You know.
So $75 is are the other ones there, Beard? You don't have to necessarily click on them. Are they around $75? Say like a 2 or 3 ahead of that, or is there a wide
one
range?
that is $250.
Probably.
There's one that's 42. There's
Probably
one that's
price.
80, 75, 80, 70, $399.
So I mean, I would feel pretty good selling, like making like an easy like $60.
I just wrote down 50, 50, 60
yeah.
somewhere in
I
there.
feel pretty good about that.
Obviously, though, the Jalen
I mean, the
Brown
fact that I got
number
2
50
Celtics hurts a little bit. Like that,
disappointing.
that does hurt a little bit, but I'm happy.
And the
Well,
Tristan
listen, I'll
Thompson
take
one.
that Jalen Brown one if you want it.
I mean, if you want to buy it,
No,
I'll
I
take
didn't
it for
say
an
that.
easy $3,000 right now, Beard.
Tristan Thompson's also wearing one of the black Celtics uniforms,
Yeah.
which is too bad because that's not their best look. But it is. Oh boy,
What is
there's
he dunking on?
there's
Is that
also
Larry Nance?
really
Yeah, it's Larry
nobody.
Nance Jr.
It's a pretty weak effort, I will say, to stop the dunk
Yeah.
here.
It's Larry Nance Jr. who's going for the block. My guess is because it's got Kim. I mean, here's the deal. Like Tristan Thompson isn't. I don't know how good
Can we
he
go
is
back
anymore.
to the home screen,
but
Beards?
Tristan Thompson is a name at the very
the
least,
pack.
right? So I do think that provides value to it. He's a player everybody knows.
Bad news I tried on Twitch is using our Patrick Mahomes holding a Lombardi trophy
Yeah.
meme, and it just our emote just says Rudy walking out of work tonight.
Just
Patrick Mahomes carrying the Lombardi out of
Oh
here.
boy,
Rudy,
That's,
Rudy may have. And you listen. Here's the thing.
May.
Whenever
People's gotta buy it.
whenever
People
whenever your GameStop stock crashes, they say you don't actually lose money until you sell.
Yeah.
In this case, you don't make money until you sell.
Very true.
But you get these puppies sold.
Yeah.
And please, at least sell the
He's buying
Celtics
us
ones.
Slim Chickens for the next year.
Here's the thing. You know what we talked about? Like, if I got somebody I really wanted, like Jokic, I might be hard to sell.
This is the opposite of that.
This is I'm gonna have a hard time selling a Celtics ones.
This is the perfect example. It's an expensive Celtics card with a low serial number.
Yes.
This is your best bet,
And the
baby.
Celtics are I think this also helps the Tristan Thompson card. The Celtics are one of the more popular franchises in the NBA. White people love the Celtics. And you know who has who's buying cards on this site? It's probably a lot of white people.
Middle-aged, rich white guys.
Yeah, who love the Celtics.
You ever made $1,000 in a day before, Rudy? You ever had a day where you walk into work and you walk out of work with $1,000 Jaylen Brown digital card in your pocket?
Like a $1,200 Jaylen Brown card in my pocket.
Well, listen, I want you to sell it. I'd rather you sell it for $1,000 than hold it with a $1,200 label on it forever.
Fair point.
Also, follow up here, Mr. Salazar, and if you need a personal assistant or whatever, I'm right here.
Is this our new thing? Are we gonna make all of our money on Top Shot?
Are we just gonna be rich on the
I know
radio
I just
now?
told
I think
everybody that you're probably not gonna get into Top Shot to make money, but I think I'm gonna get into Top Shot to make money.
At the very least, you could waste $1,000 now and just
yeah.
break even.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, there are worse ways to lose $1,000.
I think the key to this though is whatever money. Here's the: if you really do want to make money off this,
is my question.
You got to get your money out as fast as humanly possible.
This is what I was gonna ask: is
you
are you gonna
just
have?
Don't know.
Are you gonna have diamond hands? Are you gonna say that Jaylen Brown card's gonna be worth $10,000 in a year? Or are you gonna try to sell it right now? This is not financial advice. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. And if this was in my situation
It's
right
tough
now,
because I don't know how much I like. There's a part of me that thinks this could all be dead in 2 months, but also the NBA is backing it, which makes me think that maybe it has a chance.
Here's how I'm feeling for you.
I don't know if I want to be the guy who who gave away 2 Bitcoins for a pizza, right? Back in the day.
I mean, that's a very real fear, and I understand
sure.
that. But also, it's 1,000 birds in the hand as opposed to 5,000 birds in the bush.
Now,
And how many birds do you need,
here's
honestly?
the thing. Now, if I sell the Jaylen Brown and I get it into my account, when that retired pack drops, with the Hall of Famers, and it's like $250,
you've got that money right there
I
already.
just buy that pack. Maybe I get the Michael Jordan, and the Michael Jordan. All of a sudden, the Michael Jordan's worth. Now, you know what I could even do?
Rudy's out here making his own stimulus
You know what I could
check.
do? I might have to look around some stuff. You know how there's like I told you, if you complete these challenges, you can get like the LeBron James. I don't know if I could turn that Jaylen Brown essentially to the LeBron James.
Oh, I see.
If I could, essentially I sell the Jaylen Brown and then buy all those pieces.
This is the little old lady who swallowed a fly.
My guess
Rudy.
is I probably couldn't. My guess is the Jaylen Brown will not be worth all like the 9 cards that I think it's 9 cards that it'll take to get the LeBron James. It's just the LeBron James is going to be worth way, way, way more because it's LeBron James. My guess is I won't be able to get that at all.
I think you should do your research.
For sure. I'm going to look into it. Here's the deal. I am confident this system will not crash over the weekends.
That seems fair.
Like I'm gonna spend tomorrow. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna do a little bit of research. Just kind of look through some stuff, see what prices, see
Think
what
of all
what
the
it would
Pokemon
cost.
stuff you could buy with $1,000 guilt free. Guilt free.
I can buy Pokemon cards to open up on the show.
You basically bought. Whoa!
That might be the next step.
That might be the next step.
If there are
Invest this in your own business.
If anybody is listening that works at a card shop that is looking to get into a local card shop that's looking to get into this, we'll open cards on Twitch.
Oh my God, yes.
Send a pack of some
Are you
football
kidding me?
cards, send some Pokemon cards. We'll do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do this.
This is very exciting. This is very exciting.
is
I'm very
fun.
happy for you, Rudy. The $1,000 low serial number
The
card.
59, man. That's because
nice.
I was so
Out of
one. I saw the
10,000.
Celtics and I was like, oh my God, we might have a Jason Tatum. And then I saw Jaylen Brown. I'm like, But then I saw the 59. I was like, holy bleep.
59 is the new nice number. I'm here to declare
59
it.
is the new 69.
What's the joke? I don't get it.
It's the.
Why is that funny?
Why
was 69 a nice number?
Oh, I just realized something.
Because 6 is like 9 upside down and it's just like visually pleasing.
Wait, no,
But what about 96 though?
But it's not. They're facing the wrong direction. You know what I mean? Like, there's also like a sign, like a zodiac sign that looks sort of like a 6 and a 9, and there's that rapper that just has all the 69 tattoos all over him, and Rudy's a big fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine. With the rainbow hair?
Yeah, you know, that guy.
That guy?
That guy.
He's got like a tattoo of Jigsaw on his face.
That guy, Beards.
It's also, depending on how you look at it, just a nice number.
Oh boy.
All right, we're gonna let Rudy do some math. We're gonna let Rudy. In fact, Beards, you should probably log out of the account in there. Let Rudy log in, and he's just gonna be selling. He's gonna be basically day trading for the next 90 minutes of the show.
I need to change some of Rudy's info real quick.
I'm going to turn Jaylen Brown
Let's see,
into
credit
4
card
other
number.
moments. I'm going to turn those 4 moments into like 2 moments that are actually worth more than the Jaylen Brown. I'm going to turn those 2 Jaylen Brown moments, and it's just going to be a, you know, that gif of Zach Galifianakis, just like all the numbers just going. That's just going to be. I'm just going to be like,
Rudy's going to come in on Monday morning with
I'm
bags
coming in on Monday.
That's such a good point. The Border Patrol is going to be trying to get a hold of Rudy at 6 a.m. on Monday morning, and Rudy's going to be on his own private yacht at that point, on the way to his own private island, because a gif of Jaylen Brown has sent him to the moon.
I want to respond real fast to a text that Brad Porter has sent us. Brad, don't worry, I don't understand Top Shot. I just know I've made like maybe $1,200 to $1,300. Also, Brad, cards right now are selling at a crazy price. Your George Brett rookie card is worth 5 times right now, probably what it's ever been worth. Somebody will absolutely buy it.
Yeah, just get on eBay and just try to sell anything you can at this point, really.
And for people who don't like totally know why, and it's like a large part of this, like the card market and like literally like anything, any kind of collectible thing has just been blowing up, and like a lot of these prices are 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much. Some of the theories is the fact that because you do have a large amount of people who are older white men who are buying and selling these cards or the products to where you then open them up to get these cards on eBay again for 3, 4, 5 times the cost because they have extra money because they can't take their kids anywhere. You know what I mean? Like you try to take your family to the movies. You have a family of 4. Going to the movies can get expensive. Like that can be, you can spend over $100. Well, now you have that extra money that you're now just spending on, and this is some of this I hate because it's the scalping situation, right? Yeah, a lot of old white guys are ruining the fun for the people who are just trying to collect. They're trying to make money.
That doesn't sound like old white guys.
But because of that, it then also has raised the values of the individual cards or moments. So yeah, like I could have sold this pack. So remember how we talked about it? I could have sold this pack for $400 on eBay, easy.
Yeah,
just an easy $400 on eBay. Now the flip side, like we talked about,
when they got that Jaylen,
this Jaylen Brown baby. Now, like as we saw with some of the numbers, it's possible I could have came out with maybe $200 to $300 worth of memories here, worth of moments.
You got to sell this before it crashes.
Oh God,
you got to sell. You have to sell this as quickly as possible.
Yep.
This is very exciting, though.
Yep.
All right, so Rudy is a millionaire on Top Shot. We'll take a break whenever we come back. There's a lot of things that I thought we might end up talking about today, and instead we had an hour of Les Miles and 30 minutes of Rudy making money on Top Shot. So
can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, cool
next
show.
Drop, baby.
I thought you meant next segment.
No,
and I was like,
next drop because I will absolutely get another. You both got to get on this. It's electric. That feels electric.
Rudy is either going to be, by Monday morning, Rudy is either going to be living in a mansion or in a cardboard box.
At JB Brisco, at Beards McFly, at Not That Rudy, at Sports Radio 810. Just do it already.
Spring training isn't just for baseball players. You can lose those pandemic pounds and get into shape before the warmer weather, since it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then, NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet and workout regimen to help you keep it off. Don't want to do it alone? NJ Diet is with you every step of the way. You will be fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet offers live online video consultations, and they have a location close by, right off 435 by the corner of College and Metcalf. Call 855-5-NJ-DIET. That's 855-5-NJ-DIET. Or go to njdiet.com and lose the weight for good. That's njdiet.com.
With spring approaching, it brings new sounds. Birds chirping and dripping icicles. KC will be in full bloom soon. What better time to get outdoors? Your hometown friends at Bushnell are here, and we want you to enjoy this time of year and share your passion for the outdoors. Camping, target shooting, hunting, or heading out to the ballpark. Bushnell has what you need to get outside and enjoy the spring season. Visit the Bushnell Factory Outlet or check out bushnell.com to see the latest assortment in binoculars, rifle scopes, rangefinders, and more.
Is finding the clothes that you love in just the right fit and size an overwhelming task? Experience a new way to shop with Stitch Fix. Our experts hand-select pieces so you can get the ease of personal styling from the convenience of home. Every piece is curated just for you, for staying home or on the go in your unique style. With Stitch Fix, there's never any subscription required, and it's delivered right to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
Car enthusiasts, looking for the best place to store and show off your car? Check out the KC Underground, Kansas City's car collection. KC Underground is part of the Kansas City Automotive Museum and provides a safe place to store your vehicle with 24-hour monitoring while sharing its history. Call today to reserve a spot underground for your car. Use the promo code 810 and you'll receive a 10% discount. Go to theksunderground.com or call 816-492-7147 and mention 810-WHB. If you can see the skyline, the KC Underground is just moments away.
Prime Lending's mortgage professionals are ready to assist you with your next home loan or refinance of your current residence. Prime Lending has 10 convenient locations to serve you. Visit whyprimelendingkc.com. That's WHY, primelendingkc.com, or call 816-600-4561. Prime Lending, ranked #1 mortgage lender in the Kansas City metro area market for market track January 2019 through October 2020. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates and fees subject to change. Prime Lending, a Plains Capital Company, NMLS 13649, is an equal housing lender.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
Here's the thing. People say money doesn't buy happiness. Not true. Money can buy a jet ski. I've never seen anybody not smile on a jet ski.
On Sports Radio 810, WHB.
Rudy's about to buy a jet ski.
Heck yeah.
That's just where we're at right now. Is Rudy's
Never
about to buy a
seen
dang jet
somebody
ski.
not happy on a jet ski.
And I also, even without really thinking about it, found myself looking at all of the Suns Top Shot moments that are currently available. And I'm just scrolling right now.
I realize what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to sell the Jaylen Brown.
Got to.
And I'm going to then deposit all but $100 into my bank account.
Seems smart.
And then I'm going to use that $100 to buy Torrey Craig blocking Devin Booker's shot. And then when that frame comes out where I can put this on there and display it, that's just all there will ever be. It'll just be in the office. And it'll be hanging, and it'll be just on repeat, Torrey Craig stuffing Devin Booker.
And then I'm going to print off a copy of the Western Conference standings and hang it over it. Just staple it to the front of your frame.
I just need to find a highlight of like the Nuggets doing something against the Celtics. I imagine there's a lot of those.
What a rush. What an
Such
absolute
a rush.
There's a Kelly Oubre.
There's a Kelly Oubre Suns
Kelly
one.
Oubre Suns highlight.
That'll be yours. Just Kelly Oubre with the Suns. Just remember.
Now, it is sort of wild that I can just watch it now, which again does go back to me only kind of vaguely. Oh, it's a block out of bounds. It's a good block, but it didn't even get the possession.
For sure.
The lowest price is $187, and I'm watching it right now. I still largely don't understand this, but also...
I don't understand really any of it.
I just think it's fun that they exist.
Yeah.
Even as I am unendingly confused. Ricky Rubio,
Yeah.
remember him?
It's very confusing, but also like this, again, this is kind of the point of like, I'm not gonna like... I'm just having fun with this, right? Like, this isn't meant to be something where, like, it really is like, oh, this is the next get-rich-quick scheme. No. This is just, I'm having fun with this.
There's a pretty good DeAndre Ayton dunk.
There also might be, like, money laundering involved in this, I feel like.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for
you
sure.
see some of, like, the super high prices, right? And I'm like, huh.
So there's a legendary one of these DeAndre Ayton dunks. It's a hollow. There are only 50 of them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the top sale recently of it was for $8,888. Currently, the lowest price is about $12,000.
Yeah. I'm going right now.
Why?
To the,
Why would I? Who has this kind of money? It's
it's like somebody. So like right now, it's like somebody bought a LeBron James one for it was over 200,000, which I believe I don't know if it still is, but at the very least, it was the highest. So. Rich people,
I would just like to talk to whoever that is.
It's like I think it was Logan Paul who spent $500,000 on a first
Logan
edition
Paul's
box
not a real person.
of Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
if you have enough money, there is just a sense of like, you know what I mean? Like you just what are you gonna do? So like, there's a job. Good gosh.
Bad news I tried on Twitch says, "Hey Rudy, can I borrow some money?" Don't even act like you don't have it.
Here's the thing, man. There's a thing with my bank where like I got to transfer it to my bank account, but it's in my savings, so I transfer my checking. It's like a 3-day wait.
You right now, Rudy doesn't have any money for you to borrow. You can borrow a Jaylen Brown number 59 serial number Top Shots card.
He just needs the receipt back on that.
Here's like a wild thing, like Ja Morant. So like the Ja Morant one's got like the highest asking price currently, and like you look at the top sales, and this just shows how much the market has exploded. So like November 30th, it sold for $2,200.
This existed in November?
Yeah. December 27th, it sold for $2,500. December 29th, it sold for $3,000. January 3rd, it sold for $4,000. February 22nd, it sold for $100,000. Which is also why I think there might be money laundering going on here. But, you know, hey, what am I to say?
I think what you gotta...
You know why it costs so much?
No.
Because it's Memphis Grizzlies rookie standout Ja Morant soars above the Phoenix Suns.
That's probably it.
Who did he dunk on? Let's see.
Oh, is it the Aaron Baines dunk?
Oh, it might be the Aaron Baines dunk. Yeah, it's the Aaron Baines dunk.
That was nasty, and also Beards has $100,000 for the next seller.
Well, he would need 200.
You know how a lot of athletes say that they hate losing more than they love winning?
Yeah.
What you're gonna have to decide here, because Jaylen Brown for $1,000 is like that's a legitimate amount of money.
For sure.
$12 for a pack, $30 for this Kyle Anderson, whatever.
$14 for a pack.
Okay.
Well, just
factual. No, just a correct. You're right. It's just a reasonable correction.
Just giving the facts.
I'm sorry I lashed out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. See, like I'm looking at the top sells, and they're all like legendary ones, and so like this is where the intrigue of if I'm gonna
open the pack at a legendary.
I'm gonna pull up the pack of legendaries because you can look at the old packs because I'm just curious to see how much a legendary pack costs because like could I sell Jaylen Brown and then the next time the legendary packs are for sale could I buy a legendary pack? That you know what I mean, like that's the question, right?
So, but here's what I'm sort of positing to you. Do you love winning more than you hate losing, or do you hate losing more than you love winning? Because here's the thing.
I think I hate losing more than I love winning, which is it's not probably like the best.
I don't think that's healthy.
No.
But here's the thing. Here's the issue here.
But like
you're gonna because $1,000 getting $1,000 in your pocket would be really nice. You could buy $1,000 worth of things.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's, a month of rent and then, some Pokemon stuff or whatever.
So.
But here's the thing. If what's going to make you feel better / worse, cashing out for $1,000 and then being able to do something with that money and then finding out that it's worth $10,000 in 2 weeks, or not selling it now and then in 2 weeks it's worth $100. I think at $1,000 I would have to sell it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. But
no, I'm not.
If it multiplies by
I don't
10,
disagree. So I'm looking at this and legendary cards, like packs that have the legendary cards, run for $230
for the pack.
For the pack, which means Jaylen Brown could obviously, easily pay for a legendary pack. Now there's a chance I'd only get one, and even from there, and this is some of the thing. Like again, like. So I hopped in. So I'll explain this experience. So I hopped into to the waiting lobby about 5 minutes before the drop happened.
Yeah.
So I sat there for 5 minutes, and while it's going on, they have a Twitch stream going on where somebody who like they have a host who is talking about Top Shot and stuff, and it was very cool because like you're now in a waiting lobby with somebody who's on Twitch talking about Top Shot with other people who are like kind of in the community. Very cool experience. So then at 11 a.m. Central Time hits, and then the drop, that's when the drop officially happens, at which point there were about 180,000 people in the lobby. They were only selling 61,000 packs in the drop that I was in. So at that point, they then randomly assign a number to the roughly 180,000 people who are there. So if your number is 61,000 or less, you're going to get a pack. Now,
Right.
you have to wait. Now, the cool thing about it is you type in your email. They will send you a link that you can then click on to check from anywhere. You don't have to stay in that lobby. You can close the page. As long as you do not hit the link that says leave my place, you will get an email when you're about 2,000 spots away, and then you will get another email when your spot is up. When your spot is up, you then have 20 minutes, so they are giving you plenty of time to get in and buy. That part is really cool. And so there is a lot of luck in it that you need to be placed high enough. Now, they do a good job, too, while you're in the lobby of letting you know, hey, this is how many packs we have for sale. This is where we're at. And then you can base off your waiting list number and whether or not you're like, hey, if they're selling 61,000 packs and you're at number 130,000, you're just not getting a pack. Like, it's just not happening. So you can just kind of move on with your life. So like I got lucky by being placed at 22,000 because I knew I was getting a pack at 22,000.
So, Rudy, can you take your headphones off for a second? Just take your headphones off. We are in the same room, but I'm gonna whisper. Beards, can you hear me?
Yes.
My hearing's not very good, so it's fine.
Yes.
So I think we encourage Rudy to sell and then like cash out, and then we tell him that all of the good. Turn my mic up some if you're having trouble hearing me.
No, I'm good. I can hear you.
Can the audience hear me? Do you think?
Probably.
All right. It's not that important that they hear me, I guess. So we convince Rudy that the real money is in gold. And so we tell him, hey, Rudy, here's what you need to do now. You've got your grand from this Jaylen Brown number 59 serial number card. Go buy $1,000 in gold. And then, but like jewelry ideally, because you can that way. Because here's the thing, it's an investment you can wear. That's pretty cool.
You can't wear a card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's going to be an argument for him whenever we tell him this strategy.
Now, what happens though when they make a necklace that has the little frame thing that he's talking about? So then you're
a bridge will cross if we have
By
to
the
beat
way,
him to that punch.
what about bridges? You buy some bridges.
We should buy some Mikhail Bridges cards, and then he should buy real estate with water that he can put a bridge over.
Yeah.
But because I think we can beat them to the wearable gift technology, which probably exists on some level, but we convince them to buy $1,000 worth of gold, and then to wear it, because swag out while also wearing your investment. And whenever he comes to work wearing all the gold stuff, we beat him up and take it.
I'm good with this. I know where an ore is that we can use.
Yeah, there's an ore in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There's probably a baseball bat around here somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
750 me, 250 you. You'd have $0 for it.
65, 35?
650, 350. That's the That'd be the 650. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
All right, deal. Rudy, you can go put your headphones on. We were just talking about how cool the Suns and Celtics are, and I knew you weren't going to want to hear it.
Thank you.
Because you're a big Nuggets fan.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just wanted to protect you from
and
that.
so like getting the legendary cards would be difficult because again this series star set they're selling $180,000.
Hold on, Rudy, can you take your headphones off for just 1 second?
The cosmic set, I just want to finish this point.
Well,
for like the cosmic
come
set,
back
which
into
has
it.
legendary cards, they only sold 1,470 of those. Like my odds of even getting that would be obviously even more harder.
I think if we turned off his mic, he wouldn't even notice.
Well, what I was just going to say, Beards, I think there's a decent...
I would definitely notice because I would not be able to hear myself.
I think there's a decent... I can turn on our headphones into here, so now, hold on. All right, neither one of us can hear through the headphones. I've turned it down. I think there is a legitimate chance that he didn't hear our conversation because he was reading about Top Shot.
You're going to hit me with a bat.
An oar.
Or.
An oar. It was clearly
Or
established.
what?
Hold on, how did you even hear that, Rudy?
Or
No!
what, Rudy?
Rudy! Hey, since we're on the topic, Rudy, let me tell you about how important of a time it is to invest in gold. I really think it's the future. Plus, it's the investment you can wear. I'll tell you more about it during the break. Oh, no, I can't break yet. I got waved off by the catcher.
I hit the button prematurely.
Did you not hear the liner start?
No, I didn't
there
actually.
Was like, and then
I
he pulled it down, so
I got waved off by the...
Now Beards is rebooting and getting everything back into play.
I got waved off by the catcher because he prematurely linered, which we have commercials
You got waved off by the pitcher. You gave the call. He said no.
The catcher wouldn't wave me off. No, that's a great
pitcher.
I just was so intent on me being the pitcher in that situation of I'm throwing it to him.
Yeah. That's. I mean, the pitcher could give a call to the catcher, and the catcher could say no. That's possible.
You know what actually happened? So I'm the pitcher, and I was 92% of the way through my windup, and then he stood up and called time for the ump.
Yeah.
And then I just spiked the ball right into my own dong.
It's perfect.
Just whacked myself.
Pulled a real Grady Dick there.
He plays basketball, and I think it's important that we acknowledge that. I can't throw a break for 10 more seconds?
It was a minute-long ad.
You played a minute-long ad by accident?
Well, you know.
How did that happen?
You could, you could just like stop playing the ad like in the middle of it. You didn't have to wait for it to run out.
Whatever, we're good now.
Okay, hey Rudy. Hey Beards, can you take off your
How
headphones?
do I know more about the system than him? I mean, I did run it for like 9 months longer than him.
Yeah, that's true. And now still on a daily basis, at least an extra
Very
hour.
true, yeah.
Beards, don't listen to this. Hey Rudy, I have an idea. Cool. So I know where we can get an ore, and then we can beat up Beards, and then you can run the show instead.
I think I have a spot for some gold.
Whoa, you have some. Does Beards have
no,
good
I'm
gold?
saying I might be able to get us some gold to hit him with.
I would like to get a golden ore as quickly as possible.
I think I can do that. How big is $1,000 worth of gold to turn into an ore? Is that a big ore? That'd be big enough.
I can't
Or what?
throw- How much gold can you buy with? Oh, $1,000 is actually the first.
That kind of makes sense.
Well, and then it went to. Let's see.
Okay, hey, Josh.
Yeah, Rudy, go ahead.
What about a silver ore?
Or what?
If you're buying gold as an investment, the most popular purchase is 24 karat gold, which is 100% gold without any additional alloys. With $1,000, you'd be able to purchase half of an ounce of gold, which is probably enough for like a bullet.
Okay, so I've got a gun that shoots gold.
Well, what I really need, unfortunately, is going to be an ore.
Or what?
Or we're going to take a break.
Did you know you can listen to Almost Entirely Sports anywhere, anytime? Well, you can. Just search for Almost Entirely Sports wherever you get your podcasts.
Warm weather is here. Spring has arrived. It's time to get that lawn back into shape. Do you want the best-looking lawn, but you don't want to have any harmful chemicals? Well, then go to GetSunday.com. That's right, GetSunday.com. You go there, you put in your home address, and their free lawn analysis tool takes care of the rest, all in just seconds. Sunday uses soil and climate data to create a tailored nutrient plan. So you get all the stuff your lawn needs and nothing it doesn't. Sunday is made with ingredients that you can actually pronounce, like seaweed, iron, and molasses, so you can grow better and feel better about it. Sunday explains exactly what you need, and everything is waiting right at your door exactly when you need it. All I had to do was attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray. It's just that easy. Let Sunday take the guesswork out of growing a greener, more beautiful lawn this spring. Visit GetSunday.com/Petro to get $20 off your custom lawn plan at checkout. That's $20 off your custom plan at GetSunday.com/Petro. GetSunday.com/Petro.
Rock your home with new tops from Kansas City's best countertop fabricator, Rock Tops. They custom fabricate and install stone surfaces that will make you fall in love with your home. Making homes look incredible is Rock Tops' thing. Being nice just comes naturally. Rock Tops offers carry-out samples and virtual or in-home appointments. Call 913-782-0802 or go to rocktopskc.com. Mention 810 Rocks to receive 10% off right now.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
Guys, have some free time? PRA Health Sciences is seeking healthy, non-smoking men ages 18 to 45 to participate in a study of an investigational medication. Volunteers must be available for 4 stays of 3 nights each and 1 follow-up visit. Qualified participants may receive compensation up to $6,000 for time and travel. Call PRA today at 913-210-5900 or visit us on the web at prastudies.com/Lenexa.
Every weekday on Sports Radio 810, tune in to hear Kansas City's favorite local lineup. At 6 a.m., wake up with the Border Patrol with Stephen St. John and Nate Bucati. At 10, it's The Zone with Jason Anderson. Now at 2, get into the program with Soren Petro. And wrap up your day on Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco. Kansas City's hometown sports station. Sports Radio 810 WHB. This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
But his leg is in better shape than Beards' Mike confidence right now. You've been atrocious.
At least I'm consistent.
You're not, though. You're not at all. That's the thing. That's the problem here.
Consistently inconsistent.
It's not a thing. Shut up.
On Sports Radio 810, WHB.
There's just a lot going on here today, man. This show's just doing a lot of things.
This might be... I know we talked about some of our best shows ever. This might be the best show that I've ever been a part of.
Well, yeah, because you've never made $1,000 on one of these shows before.
I just mean like in the history of AES on 810 with me, this might be the best show we've ever done.
But for you, definitely.
I mean, for all of us. Well, I thought the first hour we killed it. I thought so far this hour's been good for very different reasons.
Well, that's the other thing about that is if we're just going to get incredibly self-involved for a moment, the idea that we're just absolutely patting ourselves on the back, just wailing on it right now for talking about how KU football has been an embarrassment.
I thought we handled it very well.
Well, that's fine, but the idea, here's the thing, Rudy, is even if this is exactly true, if we handled that well and then also did a fun hour of you opening NBA Top Shot, an NBA Top Shot pack, it seems impossible for those 2 hours to have been good and existed in the same show. It just feels like it shouldn't have happened that way.
I mean, maybe it shouldn't have, but it did. I think we executed it. I think we executed it to perfection.
It's like remembering that Jamal Charles did have like an excellent year with Alex Smith. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense to me.
Right now, we are in Perfectenschlag, which is
that a Dwight Schrute thing?
Yeah, it's a Dwight Schrute thing. It's like when your life finally just comes together and everything's perfect, it's Perfectenschlag.
I'd like to file a complaint if my life
was
living in
perfect right now. HR! For the last 2 hours. After 10, and I think 9 o'clock is going to be great. After 10, Perfectenschlag probably leaves.
Did it again!
But for these 3 hours, Perfectenschlag.
This is all on tape. I'm just saying.
I don't know if I'm now more bothered by the things you just said or by Beards' terrible judgment.
Perfectenschlag.
How do you guys feel about GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium?
Geha?
You mean Arrowhead Stadium?
Proper disrespect from both of you. Really proud of you both. It can literally be named whatever it takes to pay Patrick Mahomes Field at Arrowhead Stadium, and I would be fine with it.
We were literally there when the world found out that Geha even existed. Nobody even knew it was a thing until the presser when they announced when Patrick Mahomes is there and they announced their partnership with the Chiefs. Like, we were there. We have a parking sign.
Yeah.
Like a private parking for Patrick Mahomes sign.
It says parking for Patrick Mahomes.
The Geha event.
With Geha. I believe it's pronounced Jiha.
I think it's Geha.
Again, it's just Arrowhead Stadium.
I mean, I think that's the most accurate possible read on that. Is it's just Arrowhead Stadium.
The actual accurate read is just the way it actually is now. It's Geha Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
Dude, there is so much stuff we can try to work through some stuff with Mick.
The originals call it.
There is a what?
Arrowhead is how it's really pronounced. We just
it's
Geha
actually
Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
It's actually pronounced ARROWHEAD Stadium. But at Geha Field.
That's just very long.
It's just so many syllables. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. That's 12 syllables.
That's a lot.
Woo!
Geha Field at Arrowhead Stadium. 10. I don't know. You gotta work on your math, buddy.
I thought I was wrong, and then I realized you were wrong. And there you go. That's the show. Mick is next.
You're listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You know Aldi is all about saving you money, but they care beyond the cart too. That's why Aldi is partnering with Sports Radio 810 WHB to help cram the van with donations for the Salvation Army and local food banks. Stop by your Lee Summit Aldi on Wednesday, March 10th from 1:30 to 6 Pick up some items and help us cram the van out front for those in need. Mark your calendars and cram the van. Wednesday, March 10th at Aldi. Together, let's make a difference. Aldi. Shop differently.
Your home for Sporting KC. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Russell to Espinoza, and he puts it into the roof of the net.
I mean, there's no doubt that Roger still has a lot to give on the field.
Tim Melia, utterly unbelievable. It falls to Polito, headed off the bar, and the rebound is knocked home by Johnny Russell.
The MLS is back on your hometown radio station. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
As we put our children on a bus to school every day, many don't realize that on that very same bus is a child who is homeless sleeping in their car or a hotel when money allows. The parent feels like a failure with past utility and rental bills, has no hope. But there's a solution. Community Link, serving greater Kansas City, permanently ending and preventing homelessness for over 35 years. Give the gift of home for the holidays. Visit communitylinklinc.org or call 816-595-5553 to learn more.
Spring is coming, so plan now to keep those bugs out with Augustine Exterminators. Now is the time to establish and or maintain a barrier around your house. Don't let it break down. At Augustine Exterminators, they have you covered. Augustine is a family-owned local business since 1966. All of their techs are certified in both Missouri and Kansas. In fact, check out their amazing reviews from all their KC area customers. They're also a Quality Pro and Green Pro company. Augustine also does carpet, rug, air duct, and tile cleaning. They have an excellent referral program as well. Refer a new customer, and you and they get $25 off their next service. That's right. Refer a friend, and you both get $25 off your next service. Shop and buy local with Augustine Exterminators. Call Augustine Exterminators today at 913-359-8627 or go online at AugustineExterminators.com. And Augustine is looking for qualified technicians. Call today at 913-359-8627. 913-359-8627.
Sports Radio 810 is proud to be Kansas City's home for the National Football League.
Winds up, he throws a long pass, wide open Hill, catches the ball at the 22 of San Francisco. What a play by Mahomes!
From Monday night to Sunday night, and every game in between. Keep it right here on your exclusive home for the NFL, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl.
Sports Radio 810 WHB. Kansas City's favorite sports station, 20 years and counting. Sports Radio 810 WHB, Kansas City. This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
Mick Shaffer, not a simp. Next!
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Last hour of the week, no other way to do the final hour of Almost Entirely Sports than with Mick Shaffer, 41 Action News. You can follow him verified on Twitter at Mick Shaffer. You can buy Mick Shaffer Top Shots for thousands of dollars right now.
What about this? What about this?
You shoving that guy.
Yeah. That'd be a good one.
That would be a good highlight.
We need to go outside, grab a basketball, find a goal. We get our own top shots. I'm making a layup.
I like it.
Rudy's hook shot. You got a good chest pass or something like that.
I'm gonna do a bounce pass too hard and then get teed up for it like Devin Booker.
Yes.
I'm a three-point shooter.
And
I'm shooting the three, and then I'm turning before I've made it.
And then we put them out there. There's apparently a lot of idiots with money.
Yeah.
And maybe we stumble across one of them because that would be exclusive. Look, lots of people have seen LeBron do all that stuff. Nobody literally has seen us do this stuff. And maybe we can just kind of like get in, get out on the craze. Like,
So
put a ridiculous price on it, like $30,000.
Yeah. I've got footage somewhere of me hitting a game-winning shot in high school.
Damn.
I feel like I could sell it.
Well, I have that footage
Do you think we could turn that?
I got a game-winning shot in
That's
high
what I'm saying.
school.
Maybe we take our game-win, like some of our high school highlights.
game-winning free throws
Josh,
at
that
a
would be-
state tournament game.
That'd be you like getting your dad out and dodgeball and pee.
Yeah. My dad stuffing me at our 7.5-foot goal in the backyard. Yeah, I know. I like this. Well, you can create these non-fungible tokens, these NFTs.
I just heard that term the other day because there's Kings of Leon.
I don't know.
They're going to be the first musical act to to gain entry,
they're putting
you
their
have
re-
an
their
NFT,
record out.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're putting their record out as an NFT.
Yeah.
Which I do not understand. And right now I feel like maybe we're doing the thing from like USA Today where they were confused by the @ symbol in like 1990 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand it. But also, if it ends up kind of creating a world in which maybe music artists start getting paid for their music again, it seems like it could be a positive.
Yeah.
But I also do like paying $10 a month for all the music in the world. Like, that's also a pretty good gig that I don't hate.
Can I use Dogecoin for this?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
And I think you can make your own NFTs. I just don't know how that really works. I'm going to see if I can figure it out to get you shoving that guy in Tampa. I think we might be able to sell that for a few bucks.
I think so. How do you make it? How do you turn it into something like that?
I do not know.
So a Top Shot is technically an NFT?
Yes?
Maybe?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't seem like Bitcoin to me, but I guess it
But it is a non-fungible item.
Yeah.
Fungible is just a fun word to say.
It's a good word. It's a fungin' good word, man.
Yeah. Which you can use cryptocurrency to purchase through their website as well.
I'm on Bitcoin.com.
So if you got Bitcoin, you can use Bitcoin to buy this.
I'm on Bitcoin.com, which I did not know was just the homepage for Bitcoin, but I guess it makes sense. And they've got a whole thing. How to create Mick, you tell me when you're out on this. How to create an SLP-based non-fungible token using an Electron Cash wallet.
We've been asking for it for years, okay? We've been stomping our feet, right? I've been leading the charge, the campaign to get an SLP NFT fungible dealio.
From your ECW, your Electron Cash wallet. Yeah, I don't understand any of these things. It really makes me feel old, and I haven't felt this old that often yet, and I can feel it coming.
So nobody goes outside with cash anymore. That's what I'm gleaning from all these conversations.
Let's see. Do you have cash in your wallet right now?
I do.
How much cash do you have in your wallet? Rudy, find your wallet.
I don't have cash in my wallet.
None? Absolutely zero?
No, normally I have like $20 roughly on me.
Looks like 35, 36.
Lebo told me I should always have like $20 in like 5s and 10s for tipping.
I know some.
That's
I know guys say you should always have $200 in your wallet.
I got 100 in here.
I'm no heavy spender.
Look at you.
I got $150 in cash. What do you guys want to go get lunch after this? What time?
Apparently, you do.
Yeah, I'll go buy lunch in cash in a nice full restaurant with people
weird that we're getting
down.
lunch at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no, it's weird. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night. This
But
hour
it'd be after
this over is
this.
gonna I guess that's fair. Yeah. Well, what's open at 10?
In Spain, 10 p.m. is lunch.
Yeah,
roughly.
that's true.
Yeah, they're up late. 10 p.m. is basically like lunchtime because they're up till like 2 in the morning. That's like
I feel like
that is like part of Spanish culture. So part of Spanish culture is
he would know
is you eat one. You have a siesta in the afternoon where like after you eat lunch, you just get to like go home for like 3 hours. But it is common for dinner to be had at like roughly 10 p.m.
Yes.
And you do it with your family. And a lot of times it is very common to be up with your family until 2 in the
A
morning.
friend of mine lived in Spain, played basketball in Spain. He'd like after lunch a lot of times he would try to go to a shop and it would be closed because they went home for a nap for a couple hours.
So this actually came up.
Spain knows what they're doing.
Spain's got it figured out.
A large part of life.
This
I
came
won't
up
say everything,
last.
but a large part.
This came up last week because JJ Watt tweeted like, "I'm a free agent and naps are awesome." And then I think it was Ian Rappaport who said, "Actually, naps are terrible." I could see you going either way on this, Mick. How do you feel about naps? Did we talk about this last week?
Why
I don't
would
think so.
naps be
Not naps.
terrible?
We talked about JJ Watt, but not naps.
Well, because I could be the devil's advocate, I think, for either side of this. The logic for why naps are terrible for me is that they feel amazing right at the beginning. The first laying down to take a nap might be like a top 5 feeling on planet Earth.
Okay.
Waking up from a nap for me is usually a bottom 5 feeling. And so it ends up being about kind of a neutral experience for me.
I think there is something to that. Just like my dad can sit down and fall asleep within seconds.
Yeah.
And all he needs is like a 5-minute nap and he feels...
Power naps are a thing.
Yeah. I think the problem is like, because I found the same problem when we take naps. Our naps are too long, I think, generally.
We mostly nap together.
Yeah.
when we take naps.
We coordinate them out. But
Yeah.
it's like when I take a nap, it's very rare that a nap is under an hour. And I think that's where the problem is.
too
I think
long.
your naps need to be like 15 to 20
Well, it's going to
minutes.
affect your sleep that night.
Yeah, if you go 15 to 20 minutes, I feel like you
called power nap, and that's a real thing.
You've hit your you've hit your REM sleep quickly.
I've heard it's a 25-minute.
You feel pretty refreshed. And maybe it's 25 minutes. I don't know the exact time.
What's your time, Mick? What's your nap? What's your nap?
I don't nap
No,
much.
so you're not a nap guy.
Well, I mean, I have nothing against it. I just don't have time to.
Yeah.
I'm bad at falling.
So when I was growing up, I worked on a farm, and the guy I worked with after lunch, when we had lunch at the house, he would say, "I go to the living room. You guys have a 10-minute power nap." And at first, I'm like, "That is impossible."
Right.
It's going to take me 9.5 minutes to go to sleep.
Fall asleep. Yep.
And this can be 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But I got kind of trained in doing it, and like you said, kind of getting up after, like, oh, I want to stay asleep. But like a few minutes later, you are energized. So I believe in power naps. I have nothing against them. I'm different than I've found than most people. I can sleep anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
I can be on a couch. I can be on the floor. I can be in a plane. I can be on a bus. Anywhere I can sleep.
I learned that about myself mostly in college because I was a commuter. So I was basically trying to stay as homeschooled as possible. So I went to Mid-American Nazarene and commuted. It was basically being homeschooled.
They have homeschool college?
It's pretty much. The closest you can get is Mid-American Nazarene and commuting there. But I had a sleeping bag that I left under my desk in my little newspaper office. And that became the home of many naps and a few very short overnight sleeps.
Yeah.
And at that point, I kind of figured out I can sleep pretty much. I've slept in the control room. That is a prime nap location for the 6 a.m. Saturday, Sunday morning shift. Sometimes you come in and you've not slept enough, and you hit spacebar that kicks off an episode of Breaking the Norm, and you know that's right there. That's a 24-minute first segment. Thank you, Les. I appreciate the assist on this one. I'm going to set an alarm for 22 minutes, and I'm going to get a little 20-minute power nap in. That's maybe my most successful kind of irregular nap situation. I could also see you, Mick, just not sleeping very much. I could see you just being like a 4-hour sleep guy.
No.
Okay, so you are a heavy sleeper.
Complete opposite.
Okay, very good.
You cannot wake me up, and if you do, I go right back to sleep. So my wife, if she wakes up at 5 a.m. and
does she usually? Is that
actually
regular?
She usually does.
Okay.
But if say it's 4 a.m. She can't go back to sleep. She starts worrying about the day, thinking about stuff coming up. A lot of times I'll wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. and be like, oh, that's nice. I got 2 more hours.
Yes.
And I
You
just
get to
snuggle
go to
back
sleep
in.
again. It's a great
go back
feeling.
to sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I sleep a lot.
Okay.
Like this morning, I slept till like 10. It's great.
That sounds wonderful.
It's terrific.
I went to bed early. This show is going to get old fast, I feel like. I went to sleep really early last night because there
Before
was
you
no
finish
show.
this, you think you went to sleep early last
Ooh.
night? What time did you go to sleep last night?
9:30.
I went to bed at 8:30.
Yes.
Now
2:15.
I had to be up at
2:15?
4:30.
Yeah.
A.m. PM.
AM
Whew.
probably. Yeah.
Now I was gonna say 2:15 p.m. That's really, but I had to be up.
Go to a doctor.
Yeah.
I think.
I had to be up at 4:30 to get ready for the border patrol, and KU was down by 15 at the time. I was like, "There's no way they're coming back in this game."
Seriously? You
And
thought there was
so-
no way they were going to come back
UTEP?
on UTEP?
Did you see how bad they were playing?
Yes, it happens all the time in
It was
college
really bad.
basketball. I was never in doubt that I thought KU was
I
gonna lose.
wasn't until there was about 12 minutes left and they were still down by 15. I was like, I just at that point it was like 32 minutes of basketball or 38
always
minutes of
a KU
basketball.
win.
28 minutes of basketball. It's 20 plus 8. It's 28, not 38.
Did you get in on a live line or something at KU? I think KU got to plus 4.5 towards that 12-minute left
Did not
mark.
get on a live line, no. I just knew they were going to
You just
win.
knew in your heart. You couldn't monetize it at all, though.
It's a non-conference game. They walked through the first 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
And then they turned it on.
And added at the end of the season, kind of for no reason, non-con game.
Oh, no, there's a reason. Have you seen Baylor after a layoff? They didn't want it. There was going to be 12 days.
Yeah, but they're going to have the Big 12 tournament, which doesn't
12
really
days.
matter. I mean,
To Bill
maybe a
Self,
little
though,
bit of
matters.
seeding.
Oh,
It matters to Bill Self.
absolutely. You don't want to take 12 days off in the middle of the
That's
season. You got to
fine.
keep playing in basketball.
That's
It's
fine.
not like football where, like, oh, Chiefs take a week off. They're going to come
bye
back
week is
rested.
great. Right.
Right? Basketball, you got to keep playing. And I know Baylor had COVID issues, but taking a month off, ooh, that was rough. They almost lost at home to Iowa State. That's how rough that was. So that's exactly why, just to kind of keep
I
their
understand
legs
the logic of it, but it
fresh,
seems like
going.
It's as much of a quote unquote trap game as you could possibly have, right? And like in all of college
right
basketball,
after senior night against Baylor.
yeah, it's a fake. It's your second weird sort of half senior night. The stadium's still not full.
Fun fact about
It's
UTEP. You want to know a fun fact about UTEP? Their entire
I'd like
starting
to talk.
five were transfers from other schools.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fun.
One of them
and factual.
One of them, nephew of Eric Bieniemy.
That one you mentioned that.
No, I mentioned that last week.
Did you actually? Were you the first one to have that?
Yes,
Rudy's
you guys
mentioned
didn't
it.
know it, and I told you.
No,
Rudy has mentioned it. I didn't know it.
I knew it before.
I'm not here
because,
to lie to you.
I knew it from the Border Patrol. That's how I knew it. I didn't know until it was either Stephen or
Well,
Nate
fun
mentioned
fact:
the Border
Mick
Patrol.
actually told the Border Patrol
I mean,
3
actually,
months
might be
ago.
true.
He
Might be
was just
true.
texting Nate and Steven and
That's
like, "Hey guys,
possible.
I don't know if UTEP's ever going to become relevant to your interests."
I
but
knew he was
possible.
there because
You're
early in the
enemy.
season I saw OU play, and he wasn't playing. I'm like, what the heck is this guy? I'm like,
See, I thought he was still
transferred
at
to
OU.
UTEP? Why? Because he was a good player for
Well,
Oklahoma.
that was the thing I was trying to figure out is because I don't remember much at Oklahoma, but they were like, I just assumed, he went to UTEP for more minutes. And then they were like, he was a 2-year starter at Oklahoma. I was like, why? I was like, why if you're a starter at a Big 12 school, do you transfer to UTEP?
He should be a head coach. I'll just say it. He should be an NFL head coach at this point.
I mean, he'll probably get there before
He had
Eric
the
Bieniemy.
transfer to UTEP. Unbelievable.
I bet Jamal gets there. Jamal Bieniemy will probably be a head coach before.
What we didn't
that's
know
my
is that Eric Bieniemy's best shot at a head coaching job is college basketball.
Yeah,
he needs to go to UTEP.
And then that's how you.
He's been doing it wrong.
That's how you.
That's how you prove yourself.
For an NFL head
I'm
coaching
so
job.
good. I can coach winning basketball. I can
Yeah.
coach well at another sport.
You know what it might be? You know what the move might be? I didn't know we were going to go to Eric Bieniemy talk.
It's
there.
impossible
But
to have
Here's
known
what we do.
ahead of time.
Pull a Ted Lasso, European soccer.
Wow.
Go be a head. Go be a manager.
Have you seen all of Ted Lasso?
I've not seen any of it.
Okay.
Go be a manager in
What are
football.
you waiting on?
I work 17 hours a day right now.
It's true.
I'm here from 5:30
Oh,
a.m.
shut up! You tell me
to
the
10
stupid
p.m.
Top Shot packs, all
That
these
was
stories
important.
of
That was
looking through
important.
that. Oh my! You don't
Fair.
work 17 hours
He,
a
he's
day.
not. He can't become a millionaire watching Ted Lasso like he can buying
I get
Top
here
Shot.
at 5:30 a.m. and I usually leave about 10:15 p.m. 'Cause I'm
Every
still-
day?
Every
4
days
for
a
the
week.
for the
4 days a
last
week.
since he's also been running the
Because
Border
I'm doing the
Patrol.
Border Patrol for Jake.
It's not a healthy.
What do you do from 10 a.m. to the start of his show?
So typically from 10 to noon, I'm usually podcasting and editing audio to send off to Allie for social media stuff. About noonish, I start booking guests, putting in live reads and the logs. Usually I'll stop and take a lunch break from like 1 to 2-ish.
Nap? You take a siesta?
I wish.
power
Here's the thing.
siesta?
I wish I could take naps during the day, but my body just like won't let me. I had the problem like your wife does, where like my brain is just like rushing, so I just have a hard time falling asleep. And then usually I do have like an hour or two downtime, but for some reason here I just always watch like YouTube videos during that time. I could be watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
gonna
you
get
have Apple
started on
TV?
it soon. I don't.
The
I think
payoff-
I signed up
easy.
for-
It's
I'll
a
just get
quick-
the-
it's like 10
Yeah, I'll
episodes.
just do the
Quick.
free trial. I'll binge watch it.
The payoff of this is that you can Venmo Rudy at RJ Salazar. Just send him like $2 just because of his work
But
schedule.
I'm almost done. I got one more week.
Yeah.
Well, 6 days really, but I've got to come in Monday.
Round
But
down.
basically 1 week. Next week is basically it. Done. No more early mornings. I can not come into work till like 2 p.m.
Good.
I'm worried about him. I'm genuinely worried about Rudy's sort of whole deal.
I've been all right. There have been a couple days where it's just like you just feel it. There's just surprisingly, I've been pretty good.
I think the first 2 episodes are free without Apple TV Plus. You can watch and tries to hook you. I've seen, I think, the first 2 episodes.
You haven't
That's all?
finished
I
it?
have not all.
You
also have
started
not
it and didn't
finished.
finish it because like
Because I don't have Apple TV Plus.
Because I'll just binge watch it.
Yeah.
Once I start, I'll finish.
It's
I might
literally
probably
one of
watch
the
it
best
weekends.
comedies I've ever seen.
I've heard nothing.
And
but
I've
good
seen
things.
one season. They've only had one season.
I've heard nothing but amazing things. I will absolutely watch it.
I'm
Now, I
getting
didn't. I didn't start watching Game of Thrones till season 6.
One of these days.
You didn't start watching until season 8.
I'll
I
start
started
watching-
watching, was 10th season the last one? I started watching right before the 10th season came out.
It was 8.
It was 8?
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Okay. I got
It was
caught
like over
up.
10
You
years.
got caught up.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there was like a year and a half because they had to switch from all of a sudden summer to winter.
Yeah.
So they had like a year and a half in between.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Is that
because
why they
remember,
had a delay?
yeah. So like the first the first 6 seasons,
No.
it's all summer.
I don't remember any of
Season 7 and 8, winter is coming. Well, winter
Okay.
has now came, so they had
Okay.
to then like wait because they had to film during the winter time
Yeah.
because they needed like snow on the ground. Because it doesn't snow in the summer, Josh.
I keep learning new things from this show.
Well, and
today.
their
Wow.
seasons were a lot longer
Yes,
back in that
yes.
made-up olden time.
Very true.
Infinite.
Yeah, they would go like.
I think.
Yeah, they would. They
Like the opposite of Narnia.
They never actually knew how long summer would be. You always knew winter was coming,
Yeah.
but you didn't know when winter was coming. But winter was coming.
Winter arrived.
I do remember them talking about that.
Winter is
I remember
coming,
that being
Josh.
a plot point, that winter was going to
Yes.
show up at some point.
Winter is coming.
That was the name of the first episode, right? It was Winter is Coming.
Probably.
It was.
I think the name of the first episode was Pilot. It's going to be my guess if I had to bet on it. I remember almost nothing from that show at this point.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I started watching it. I got caught up by the second episode of the last season.
I'm just surprised you don't. As much as you've been.
There was a dragon, and then Jon Snow bleeped his aunt, I think.
Episode 1, season 1. Winter is coming.
You're welcome.
Steel trap this guy.
You got to guess on what episode 2 was called.
Pilot.
The King's Road.
Episode 3.
Let's just keep going.
Winter's
They could take up the rest of the
winter's
hour.
coming.
Lord Snow.
Wow, is winter
Yeah.
related then?
Winter related for sure.
Is he a snowman? I remember very little. From Game of
Episode
Thrones.
5 is close to a movie/book series you mentioned earlier.
Narnia? It was
It's close
okay,
to
hold
that.
on.
Close to that.
Episode
It's not
5 of Game
Narnia.
of Thrones was
Close
called
to
The
that.
Chronicles of Ned.
The Dragon, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The Wolf and the Lion.
Yeah, close enough.
Close.
Mick, how will you, you're a member of 41 Action News, official broadcast partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right, we're home of the Chiefs.
Home of the Chiefs. Pardon me. I apologize. I don't mean to undersell you guys. How long is it going to take for you to get used to saying GEHA Field at Arrowhead
I
Stadium?
wish it was called Geehaw. I
I say-
so
I'm-
wish it was Geehaw.
I'm pretty sure it is Geha. Geha.
No, it's not.
It
I
would
wish
be.
it was.
It would because the
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw rhymes with yeehaw.
Yes.
That's exactly it. You can start calling it Yeehaw Field at Arrowhead Stadium. And are you yet sponsored? Not 41. Are you personally yet sponsored by GEHA?
No, I wish. Please give. They apparently have a lot of money.
Clearly.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the corporate sponsorship finally landing on Arrowhead?
Did not register one bit.
But you're
Didn't move my needle.
You're gonna
Also, I didn't care about it.
My needle versus the needle is a really powerful distinction that I had not considered.
I feel like we all have needles.
Yeah, I had really
to be
considered
moved.
that at this point.
I ideally back in the day, I would have wished for all stadiums to be named after something and not like a corporation.
Yeah.
But that ship sailed a long time ago. I appreciate the Chiefs in keeping Arrowhead as much as possible.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, like it's a TV rule, I guess. I don't know why, but everywhere, like if the Chiefs are playing at the Raiders, what is that called?
Allegiant?
Allegiant.
I think it's
Allegiant. Yeah,
Allegiant. I think it's
Allegiant.
Allegiant
They would
Stadium or
put like
something.
Chiefs football, Allegiant Field or whatever, then the score underneath it. I don't do that anymore. I'm like, they change sponsorships all the time.
Frequently,
all
yeah.
these stadiums are renamed over and over again.
Denver's had, I think, 3 in
Brisco,
like the
yes,
last
and then
8
it was
years
a
or something
Sports
like that.
Authority.
Yeah.
It was Sports Authority, and Sports Authority went bankrupt, and it was
Yeah.
still Sports Authority for another year or something.
Yeah, I don't see and I don't think the casual fan's gonna know if I put guaranteed rate field. Oh, wait, where is that? Because I don't know either. I think it's
Empower
Chicago.
Field at Mile High. It's
Right.
called Empower
So
Field.
those are changing every couple of years all over the place. So I've instructed my staff not to do that. I'm like, we put the town. That doesn't change most of the time. So if the Chiefs are playing at the Ravens, we put Baltimore, Maryland there.
It is the White Sox.
It's White Sox,
Guaranteed,
yeah, right.
guaranteed
yeah,
rate field,
because
yes.
they have a
But
big
you
red
guys
arrow
know
pointing
a ton
down.
about sports, and
So
you had to
much.
look it up.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had to
know
I had
some-
to Google. I
I've
actually
been
knew
to
that
that.
one.
I've been to that stadium.
Yeah.
I had to Google one in the Chiefs division, maybe 2. What is the Charger? Because LA's the dual purpose one. Do they have a sponsor?
Begins with an S.
Yes. It's
Oh, it's an energy company.
Yes.
I think it's is it Safeco? No, that's something else.
It's no Safeco
Sun.
Seattle.
That's, you're right. That is Seattle.
Oh, it's right on.
Sun Belt Conference Stadium.
Regardless, we don't know.
Regardless Stadium.
And so it's.
Jeez,
I don't want
SoFi.
to.
It's SoFi.
SoFi. That's what I knew. It was an
So we.
student
Instead of
loans.
spending time Googling every time when they play somewhere, I'm just like, no, just put the town.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm predicting now here on the radio, you are eventually going to get an email from the Kansas City Chiefs saying, Hi, just a reminder, it's GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Because if we
Think
all
they're
stop,
listening right now?
if we all absolutely
No,
not.
they're not listening now. But they
whenever
tune into every sports broadcast that Mick Shaffer does.
Whenever
They're big fans.
Mick Shaffer of home of the
Why do you
Chiefs
think
41
they,
Action
Why do you think
News.
they partnered up with you guys? Or like Mick Shaffer, that's a guy we want to do business with.
Yeah, that and a big old check we wrote.
Well, listen, it was one of those two things. Probably some
Maybe
combination
both.
of
A little bit of both. Yeah, like
we don't-
99% of one and like 1% of the other.
Yeah, but we don't have to create that pie chart.
Irrelevant.
We don't have to
No.
label it.
Yeah.
No.
It
It's
doesn't
just
need
both.
labels. It can just have some colors, and we'll let the people decide.
But as soon as we stop acknowledging, if the media as a whole stops acknowledging the corporate sponsors, like the ESPN, NBC, the broadcast, and all that, there's definitely something in ink somewhere saying you have to use the official statement. Because if we all stop saying it, it loses all of its power. It has no meaning anymore.
Yeah, I'd never say the corporate sponsor for like. I do maybe NASCAR. I do the Hollywood Casino 400. I'll say that.
That's how you know what it is.
Yeah, it is so you have to. Otherwise, you're just like it's the 400 race.
It's the Lowe's number 48, baby. That's which may not be the sponsor anymore. Jimmy Johnson retired, right?
But golf, you'll have the
I think he
event
did.
and you'll have the sponsor with it. I'll
Yeah.
usually just say the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not.
NASCAR is the one where you have to have the
Yeah.
sponsor. Otherwise, it'd just be weird.
Yeah, because you lose
then
all
you
the
just,
branding.
Yeah, you just lose everything about
Yeah.
it, except for the number at the end.
Right. And we're now going to the 400.
Here's the 400
Here's
lap
the 500.
race that's going to take place in
And then here's the 400
Wilmington,
again.
North Carolina.
So I'm more or less also, it's fine. We're all going to call it Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, it's fine. Can I tell you the one thing that I'm prepared to be indignant about in the upcoming years, and I've already become indignant about the NBA side
I
of
know where you're
things?
talking. I know where you're going.
I'm ready for it.
It's the GD ads on the uniforms. That one really bugs me.
I'm surprised that bugs you. I'm
I am
glad that
too.
bugs you.
That one really bothers
That bothers me too.
At soccer at this point, I've just sort of allowed like you're basically NASCAR, but there is something because nobody wears the stadium around, right? But you're selling the merch to your fans, you're selling the uniforms to your fans. I'm a Suns fan, and if I'm gonna get an authentic jersey, which I'm not gonna do anyway, but if I was going to, I gotta have a PayPal logo on it.
Yeah.
Don't sell me a PayPal logo.
Agreed.
I'll use PayPal to buy things from your merch store. Keep your corporate advertising off of my memorabilia. This is my hot take.
You're getting older, man. You're getting older.
Josh has aged. a
Welcome to
lot
the
in
club. I
in
love
the
it.
last 30
I'm
minutes.
digging into my inner Andy Rooney, but I
Yeah.
feel old. I don't understand NFTs, and I hate ads on uniforms.
You have aged 15 years in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, good for you.
That's
You'll all
probably
get
for the
there
best.
someday. You'll be like, what was I thinking?
Now I'm
No,
pissing me
that's
off.
it'll come to the NFL too.
It's a
I'm
part,
sure.
absolutely.
MLB, it's
and
all
it's gonna
coming.
be gay-ha, or it's gonna be.
It'll probably be gay because they have all the money in the world.
I think University of Kansas is on the practice.
Yes. Yeah.
The
It's
practice
on their
jerseys
practice
and
stuff.
stuff.
Yes. The Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs obviously have a lot of
PayPal
sponsors.
logo is blue. The Suns are black, orange, and purple. It doesn't make any sense. Why is it there?
I feel like with NBA uniforms these days, though, they might have a blue uniform. Everybody's got
That's
like
true.
12 alternate uniforms. Every time I can't tell.
Every team has a blue and red.
I can't
uniform.
tell by looking like.
Even teams
Wait,
that shouldn't have a blue
That's
or red.
that's what the Miami Heat are wearing
Yeah.
today.
Milwaukee has a blue uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're green.
The
There's no
Lakers
blue?
have a blue uniform. The
Blue's
Rockets,
at least close
Lakers,
to purple, I
and,
guess.
No, it's I think it's Minneapolis throwback.
Oh, okay,
but
well,
the
yeah,
Bucks, Lakers, and Rockets all have blue uniforms this year, off the top of
and
my
the Nuggets
head.
have a red one.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't tell. It's like, and they're always celebrating some sort of day or
edition,
something. Yeah.
Now,
So
the thing I do at
look
least
at school.
like is the fact that with they obviously have their main their home and their roads, that the primaries that stay the same. I do like that there is like a sense of for one of their jerseys every year they just tell Nike, do whatever you want to do, just go crazy, have fun with it. Now you get some really bad ones, but you do get some really good ones.
You
The
gotta
Nuggets
use
the last
your team color.
you
for
know
sure.
what's coming though.
Yes.
Everything's going to be sponsored, including it won't be Phoenix Suns anymore. It'll be Phoenix corporate sponsor. It'll be the Phoenix Burger Kings. Get ready for that.
Well, hold on now.
Okay.
Hold on. Now I'm coming back around.
That's not bad.
Because the Phoenix Burger King sounds pretty good. No, well, so how about this? How about the NHL division? So are you familiar with the NHL division names?
Yeah.
So Denver, though, because like Western Union is a big.
I'm gonna have
Nuggets
to. I'm looking it
sponsor.
up right now. So
I don't think they would go Denver Western Union, but they would become the Western Union Nuggets.
Oh.
The Western Union thing is fascinating. So it's some guy just from Europe who started Western Union, and he moved the whole company to Denver because he's just a massive Nuggets fan. And he basically just gives Denver. He became a sponsor when that became available. He was just like, take all my money. All I want is courtside seats.
Yeah. And then the
Just a
players
massive
are going to
fan.
have more of a voice, and they're going to be like, hey, I've got this sponsorship with Rolex. I want this. I want that on my jersey. He doesn't have it, but I want it on mine. So they'll end up becoming like NASCAR drivers, and they'll all be personalized.
The least you could do is have a Rolex logo is only a slight step. Then you've already got the Nike one there, so there's already pretty much a Nike sponsorship on every jersey. Rolex could be worse. Western Union, just big, clunky, weird, bad logo. Like everything about it makes me furious. Here is the name of the current NHL divisions.
The division things cracks me up. I just found out about this like maybe a month ago.
So, I really would love just a list. The All-Canadian division will be known as the Scotia NHL North Division.
It pops up here.
The Discover Central Division for the credit card. The Mass Mutual East Division. Is it just the three?
And then the Honda West. If you go to the
Honda West.
like the NHL app, if you go to the standings, like it has it in there. So it's the Scotia North, the Discover Central, the Mass Mutual East, and the Honda West, which is my favorite.
And honestly, if you want to sell everything before you sell the uniforms, for me, that's just what I want. But I'm an old man. What do I know?
They have.
The NFL will be
Pretty
probably
close.
the last one, though, right? Like they're the ones because
they make a lot of money already.
Yeah, they're all, and then I think they're the ones who have had the least amount of jersey changes just in the history of it.
Baseball, though. Baseball just now added the Nike swoosh last year, 2 years ago.
But baseball needs money.
Yeah,
Fair.
baseball needs
Like
money.
I would say the argument they've changed less, though.
That is fair.
And the NBA also has the most sort of European sensibilities, like soccer does.
The NBA is like the NBA is just they don't care. They'll try anything, right? They're willing to at the very least attempt anything.
You know what I don't like?
Honda West.
I think we've seen it in the NBA and in college basketball now. They'll do the names at the bottom of the jerseys a lot of times.
That part's weird.
And not like some of them like have the names and they'll do like a message. They'll do the equality or whatever underneath. I'm saying names
The
underneath.
names at the bottom's weird. Like that.
You know where it started? It started in women's basketball because so many of them have ponytails.
Right?
No, there's ponytails.
No
That
kidding.
would cover up their last names. So they started putting them underneath their jerseys so you could tell who it was.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how it started. It was a women's basketball thing.
I remember it being a women's basketball thing. Like that's the first place that I remember noticing. I had no idea that was the logic for it.
I mean, it makes
we should have had
sense,
Palomalu underneath the 43.
That's true,
That
yeah.
would have been,
It's hard to know who.
You know what I'm seeing now too? Along those same lines, ESPN has done it. So all these Zoom calls, right? They're not exactly framed properly.
Yeah.
Now for television, normally you frame them to where you have what's called look space, where like you want to kind of put their nose in the middle, but you also want to give them room at the bottom to put what's called a lower third, where you put their name. Josh Brisco, almost entirely sports. Well, a lot of times these Zoom calls, these guys are crouched down.
Yeah.
Their chin's like at the bottom of the screen. There's a ton of headroom.
It's an Eric Bieniemy Zoom conference call.
Absolutely,
Probably. To
yeah.
mention him
So
again, yes.
I'm now I'll zoom. I'll transform all these calls because a lot of times even the Royals are kind of way zoomed out. Well, ESPN will now put like if it's Giannis up there and he's a ton of headroom, they'll put not a lower third, but I guess an upper third of Giannis. I picked the worst name in the world.
Really?
LeBron James. Sorry,
Antetokounmpo.
LeBron James. They'll put it above his face now, which is kind of odd looking.
Yeah.
And also, all of those backgrounds are sponsored, which, like, again, that's fine. That's all right. You're getting free sponsorship on. Do you guys ever think about like blurring out the backgrounds? Like, an artificial after-the-fact zoom filter where you blur out whatever sponsor is behind them and putting your own back there, just putting a bunch of 41 logos.
Yeah, I don't think they'd like that too much.
Someone would probably get mad at you.
There's almost got to be like that's got to be part of it, right? It's like if you use
our
cheap
at that
stuff-
point we can do what we want
Okay.
technically with video. Although it becomes a deal of, do we really want to piss off this team, or it doesn't really make sense for us to.
That's what I'm trying to help you out on the gay ha thing.
Let's fight the Chiefs over this.
That's what I'm telling
Isn't
you.
it GEHA?
It's yeehaw.
Yeah.
It's
GEHA.
But you
government. I forget.
You
the rest.
say you don't pronounce it, right?
No,
You-
it's pronounced
no.
Yeah, you kept saying gay ha.
Yeah,
like
this is
that's
the thing.
Oh,
This
okay.
is, yeah,
But also, it's because they're not. Are they paying?
just
Are they
like
paying
a-
us?
Exactly.
No, they're not.
You can say whatever you want.
It's like a bit. We were actually
Venmo me $50 and I'll say
So,
GEHA every time.
Me and Josh were actually at the event when when GEHA first announced a
That's
partnership with
right.
the Chiefs. Patrick
forgot
Mahomes
about
was
that.
there, and that's when we learned out that like
what do they do?
We've got government health insurance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit.
They got a lot of money somehow.
There's some money coming
One of the most
somewhere.
profitable nonprofits around.
They've been
Really
around for a
strange.
while, but nobody knew who they were until
Yeah.
about 2019 when they just decided, Chiefs, here's a blank check.
Yeah.
Go wild with it.
It's very odd.
And I would, though, just from there, I would say, Gayha and Josh go like, I don't think that's right. I'm like, yeah, I think that's exactly right. And so it's just been a bit over the last 2-ish years.
We need to take a break here from GEHA Studios at Sports Radio 810 WHB. Mick Shaffer, 41 Action News, brought to you by GEHA. Still with us. More with Mick next.
Want more Almost Entirely Sports? Watch the show live on the Sports Radio 810 Facebook page.
Rick Edelman, award-winning radio host and founder of Edelman Financial Engines, takes questions on his radio show. Let's hear his answer on long-term care.
Hi, Rick. I'm worried about the cost of long-term care. Should I get insurance?
You're smart to ask, because 1 in 2 Americans over 65 will need long-term care. But do you need the insurance? It depends on your financial situation. If you're rich, you don't need insurance because you can afford the costs. If you're poor, Medicaid will pay for your care. But if you're in the middle class, the cost of care could push you and your spouse into poverty. Before you buy insurance, consider your complete finances, including your savings and investments. Get independent advice from someone who will give you the guidance you need, and that's in your best interest.
That's Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines. If you're looking for a trusted partner, talk to one of our financial planners by calling 888-PLAN-RICK or visit rickedelman.com.
Hey, this is Stephen St. John, and I've been listening to how great Nate feels after going to Stretch Zone, so I had to try it out myself, and I feel fantastic. And my wife, Susan, she's had 2 years of daily back pain, which is already feeling better after a few sessions. Stretch Zone will help you relieve stiffness and soreness, increase and maintain range of motions, and enhance physical skills. Stretch Zone is located in Lenexa and Overland Park. For more information, check out StretchZone.com.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas. Nearly 3 million people have earned cash back with Get Upside just for buying gas.
I always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
I love getting money back for things I use every day. It's just free money for buying gas.
There's no catch. It's simple, and you get your cash back right away.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Earn cash back on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code OIL for a 50-cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OIL.
Hey investors, have you always wanted to get into the real estate investing game but don't have the money? Crossroads Investment Lending loans money for fix and flips. Locally owned and here to help you fund your real estate project. Call 913-766-2900 or go to kclend.com. That's kclend.com. Crossroads Investment Lending has helped hundreds of KC investors make their real estate deals happen. Call 913-766-2900 or go to kclend.com.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
No, I get it, guys. Yeah, I got a long, stupid, sometimes fat face with a dumb nose. Yeah, I get it.
On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Mick Shaffer, 41 Action News, still with us here on Almost Entirely Sports. That's how it works whenever you have a guest for a full hour. Anyway, you get it. Mick, I wanted to ask you about, we talked a little bit about Zoom already, some of the challenges that it brings to you from a television standpoint. Did you see what Aaron Boone did earlier today from the Zoom podium?
No.
Aaron Boone did a Zoom conference call from the hospital before getting a pacemaker.
Was he like in his bed?
I don't know. I think he must have been like at a seat. I have not actually seen the footage of this.
See, I remember
Maybe he's in a conference room and it doesn't look like a hospital. They have like monitors behind him or like a colostomy bag.
He was also hours away from getting a pacemaker, which feels.
He had to go in a day or two ago he started having like just
taking a leave of absence.
So anyway, the two-part question here is, one, what is the worst place you've done a Zoom conference call from in the last year? And two, why is it so necessary that we talk to Aaron Boone, that we make him do a Zoom from a hospital?
I don't know the answer to that one.
Fair enough.
I bet I have been technically on a Zoom call from the toilet.
That was going to be my guess. I think I probably have it
on my phone. Of course, I don't have the video on.
Yes, of course.
And I am like habitually checking to make sure I'm unmuted.
So important.
I'm muted.
So important.
No video. All that stuff. I don't want to be that guy.
Like what Zoom was it? Like
I don't remember. I've been on so many.
I was just hoping to be like, yeah, we were talking to Patrick Mahomes and
no.
Because you want to talk about going viral. That one would do it.
I remember
there's another clip.
I asked Chris Jones a question. He signed his deal. I asked him a question on a drive home. I was in the backseat. My wife was driving home from Iowa in my son's baseball tournament.
Awesome.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Asked him a question from that. Other than that, nothing crazy. I've seen some people in some crazy
the hospital thing is not new. Like I'll just mention Darren absolutely did a couple press conferences from a hospital bed.
Yes.
And Darren hustles too hard.
And
that's
also,
not necessary.
From like he would, because I've talked about this where he would do it a couple times, like from his car while he was driving around, like dropping off stuff, like delivering stuff, like while he was working like a side hustle, doing it from the car.
Right. That's a hustle I'm totally here for.
For sure.
Whenever you're in a hospital bed, though, Darren,
Chill
please.
out.
Darren, just relax, Darren.
Just relax for a couple days. Gotta respect the grind, though. Are you a fan? Like, do you want the Zoom conferences to continue?
This is exactly where I was going to
go. It's a good question. In some capacity, not all of them. I think there's a lot more that can be, there's a lot to be said for like in-person interviews, even if it's a press conference setting. And then I like the locker room atmosphere. It's more personal. I think you can get better sound bites, and they can be more exclusive because right now everybody's sharing every single answer. I know specifically the print guys do not like that whatsoever because we're able to basically showcase those answers in radio and television before they can in print. Now, more and more, I mean, they're putting out their articles almost right away.
Yeah.
But as far as the paper goes or like certain updates on a website, we can turn around quicker. So, in some capacity, I think they're here to stay. But I miss a locker room. I miss going out there and actually face to face with guys.
I kind of lean towards like in season more of the in-person stuff, whereas off season we go more Zoom. And part of that is because it may actually provide more opportunities to talk to people because they don't actually have to be necessarily in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But and also there's usually less stuff, right? Maybe you go instead of going out there for 1 15-minute, whereas during the season when we go out there, it may be an hour long because there's 3 or 4 people talking plus the locker room. You have more stuff going on.
There'll be days where we'll have like 6 or 7 Zooms. You have a K-State football, Mizzou Hoops going to do one. You got Dayton Talk, and you got Sporting Talk. You have the Chiefs. And I'm like, how did we ever cover this before?
Yeah.
When we couldn't? And I'm complaining about having to just turn on my computer and be a part of these. Before, it was like, get to the station, pack up all the gear, get there half an hour early, set it all up.
K-State and Mizzou should have to continue doing Zooms because they're in Manhattan and Columbia.
Well, and they're getting more coverage, I think, now because of it.
Yeah.
It would be smart
and
for
also
them to keep doing that.
Colleges
KU also, they're in Lawrence.
the colleges make sense because you have to travel from Kansas City to them, whereas Royals and honestly maybe in Sporting might even fall this category just because again just you have the more of an opportunity to get people to hop on a Zoom call for Sporting than probably actually go out there.
Yeah.
KU and the Chiefs and the Royals, obviously people are going to go out there.
But those Zoom calls, even after the game, though, you find a couple people that were definitely watching from home that probably would have been watching from home in the first place that might go ahead and just click that little Zoom link they tweet out. I don't know. The one thing that I would love to have carry over, I've mentioned this 1,000 times, and I'm going to continue just making this be the horse that I feed, the fed horse that I feed. Could we just get one designated, like a pool reporter from TV who knows how to shoot the video, who can frame everything up? We can all be at the press conference like location, but we don't need 9 tripods all sort of like spider webbed onto each other. If we could just have one perfectly centered video shoot there, then they can email that out after the fact. That I think
they do that. NCAA tournament, they've done that for years. It's just one camera shooting.
KU has done that. Did that pre-pandemic?
I haven't been in enough KU stuff to really know.
I vaguely remember there just being
KU's
like one.
Always been a ton.
Yeah.
I always just remember there being like one camp. No, you're right, because they have a separate level. They've got the stage in the background.
I think we're going that way too because since we're home of the Chiefs, our guy Darius was able to shoot all the Chiefs home games this year, and he was the only one. He was the pool photographer, and he's great at it. And then at halftime and after games, he would send it to me, edited all the highlights, and then I would forward it on to all the other stations. So pool camera for football games, that's I think might be here for a while. And like Josh said, same with sound. You know, getting one camera in there, and you send it out to everybody else.
Something else that I wanted to make sure we got to, because I know this is going to be near and dear to your heart. How will you remember the Anthony Sherman era? Which is what I think this whole last 8 years is going to be called. Go ahead and say that again.
Nope.
Damn it.
I know. I have a filter where I know I'm about to say something stupid, so I'll make sure I say it while you're talking. So I get it out. You can't hold it in. Otherwise, that's all you'll be thinking about the next several minutes.
Do you remember?
I love the sausage.
See, here's the thing.
I knew where he was going, so I stopped.
Rudy and I are already bad at crosstalk, which is evident to anyone who has listened to this show.
No, I don't know. Never had that problem.
It's a significant problem that I think has become evident in many different situations constantly over the course of the show. I just think it can be a problem sometimes. This might be the way that you totally beat it out of us. Huh? What did I say? Where we will not talk over you because we got to get those clean liners.
Yes. I loved the sausage. Was a big fan of Anthony Sherman too. No, good dude. I don't know, maybe it's a kinship I felt with him because I actually visited his hometown because he grew up just like 12 miles away from Foxborough, and one of those years where we had a Sunday night football game. I think it was the year to open up the season.
So that was
17 maybe?
Or 2016.
17. I think it was Kareem Hunt's first game.
Yeah, 2017.
Yep.
Yes.
So we went to North Attleboro, Massachusetts, and met with interviewed his sister, who was still in high school at the time, talked to some of his old coaches, and he was like a legend there.
Yeah.
And so I've always been a big fan of his, and he's retiring to go be a deputy sheriff or something like that, apparently.
Oh, is that? So I was wondering why he used the hashtag deputy sheriff.
It was
I didn't
on
actually
his vest.
Listen to it all.
He was decked out. He was going up on patrol from the air.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Actually.
Supposedly, they said down in Bourbon County, Kansas, is where he's going to work, which makes sense. That's Fort Scott. Fort Scott is where he goes hunting a lot with the LaRoche brothers, who are from Fort Scott. A lot of those guys will go down there and hang out. So I imagine maybe that's the connection, if that's the case.
So we can assume, since obviously we know what happened, like the prank war, I guess, just between all of them, the LaRoches like to prank them and stuff. Like Anthony Sherman's absolutely arresting one of the LaRoche brothers or something, right? Like that's the follow-up prank now.
That should be it. And if he wants to bring cameras, we'll bring 41 Action News down there.
Storm the compound with all the sheriffs that you got.
Yeah.
And you just...
No way that backfires.
Yeah, no way.
No way that goes bad. Absolutely not. He might Batman them and prank, pretend to get ready to drop them out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
Is that a Batman thing or a Spider-Man thing?
So Batman, remember, he like holds him off the Dark Knight. He like holds him off the ledge,
It's
and
off
then,
the
and then the building. He kind of like drops him, but then
Yeah.
catches him with one of his deals.
One of his gadgets.
One of his
His
little
dealios.
his batarang.
Things.
Batarang.
Sure.
Yeah. Dealings. We have to take a break
Okay.
anyway. It just the issue is it was just such a petering out of this segment when you already said so many great things about how much you love the sausage.
Yeah.
And also
I talked sausage, and then we petered out.
My dad calls him the sausage roll. I'm always like, I don't think that's his nickname,
Not it.
Dad. He's like, yeah, the sausage roll.
How do you feel about sausage rolls?
I mean, about the same way as I feel about Grady Dick going to KU.
Oh, we gotta talk about Grady Dick. All right, we can talk about Grady Dick whenever we come back.
At JB Brisco, at Beards McFly, at Not That Rudy, at Sports Radio 810. Just do it already.
Won't you come along with me? Come out to jazz with me.
Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. That's what we do at Jazz. Papa Vic here to tell you about what's happening at your favorite restaurant, Jazz, a Louisiana kitchen. Economy got you down? You don't need a fat wall at Jazz. Come enjoy our succulent home cooking, Cajun cuisine anytime. Come in and let Jazz cook for you. We've partnered with Proactive Protect to provide nanotechnology protection that sanitizes all our tables, chairs, and the interior of the restaurant. So come on in. Not comfortable coming in? Check out our website, jazzkitchens.com, and place your order online or through Menufy. Check out our dedicated curbside parking spots, and we'll bring the taste of New Orleans to your car. 3 locations, the original at 39th and State Line, and at Legends of Village West, our newest location in Independence at I-70 and 291, just east of the Cable Dahmer Arena. Jazz. All that and a bowl of gumbo, too.
Say, Pop, you sure dig jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Where there's always a party every night.
Hi, I'm Jordan, president of Digital Lagoon, a web and marketing company. This past year has been difficult for everyone. Working long hours, we helped hundreds of companies by upgrading their websites, adding e-commerce, print portals, and other online functionality. Digital Lagoon created social media campaigns, newsletters, and marketing concepts. These companies just didn't survive. In many cases, they prospered. As we enter 2021 with optimism, let Digital Lagoon help you make an online difference. Check us out at lagoon.com. That's lagoon.com.
During these challenging times, everyone is talking about the Freedom Loan exclusive at A1 Mortgage. After the financial crash of 2008, we knew there had to be a better and smarter way to finance your home. The Freedom Loan. It will take years off your mortgage, saving you thousands in interest. Need cash? No problem. Need a break on payments? No problem. The Freedom Loan may be the last loan you ever need. The managers of A1 Mortgage could have any loan they want, and they chose the Freedom Loan. Why wait? Start saving thousands and getting your freedom back today. Call 816-822-8888. That's 822-8888. Or apply at mya1mortgage.com.
A1 Mortgage, making your dreams a reality is what we do.
A1 Mortgage Group, LLC, a Kansas licensed mortgage company. License number MC0001649, Missouri license number 16-1556, NMLS number 268370. Terms and conditions apply, subject to change without notice.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
This is Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco.
I don't know the rules about verification because nobody's ever touched me with verification.
I'll touch you with verification.
Set myself up.
On Sports Radio 810, WHB.
Last segment of the hour, last hour of the week, Mick Shaffer, 41 Action News. 2 big stories that we saved till the end, Mick, just because I know they're both really important to you. I wanted to kind of know what you thought about both KU's newest recruit, Grady Dick, and also that Fox Sports Kansas City is being rebranded to the Bally Sports Network. And if you think there's any chance we may ever see KU basketball on the new Bally Sports Kansas City. Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, yeah, that'd be nice.
Maybe they do like a special series on it. Yeah.
Bally Sports.
Because I guess I didn't know that Bally was like a casino, whatever. They
Bally,
bought,
isn't it? Is it Bally or Bally?
no one knows.
I think it's Bally.
Scientists
I like
maintain
it's pronounced
mystery.
Geha.
I like saying Bally, but I
bet
think it
you
is
do.
Bally.
Yeah, so the Bally Sports
Bally, it's
Network,
Geha.
the Bally Sports Network presented by Geha, may or may not include Grady Dick at some point. Your thoughts?
I love it. I genuinely feel bad for Brian Haney because the most innocuous and basic basketball terms might now sound grotesque and or funny.
Yeah.
Definitely funny.
Do you have any off the top of your head?
No, Nate Bukaty went on a roll
Yes, he did.
on the Border Patrol. We played it on the cuts earlier today on the
Yes, he
zone,
did.
and you could tell Nate was just so proud. I bet he was up all night writing those down, but it doesn't take much thinking because any basketball term and you put that name there, then there's something.
And
There's
Dick's got the
an
ball now.
innuendo.
You can never go to the hole ever, Brian
No,
Haney. It's
no.
only to the lane. You can only drive to the lane.
Or just say his first name.
Grady. There's probably gonna be a lot of Grady.
Because, I mean, on a home broadcast, it's more personal, and you'll say, Devon Dotson was Devon a lot of times. Devon gets to the rack. Yeah.
But if you can't get to the rack either.
Grady can.
Grady can get to
Grady
the rack. Grady can go off the glass, I guess. Grady can ball out, but but only Grady can. That's gonna be
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a high wire act
gonna
for
be
all
fun.
of us.
We're gonna have to have beards since he runs the games. Like have a
nickname.
marker.
Call him GD.
Like every time Haney uses his last name, we'll have beards
Which
just
is
marked
Dick,
it.
which is fine. We can say
Yes,
this is
his
this
last
man's
name,
last
yes,
name.
yes.
Well, we don't go, Richard Vermeil. No, his name's Dick. It's fine. Oh boy, his initials are a thing. Is his middle name just like Butt? Like what? There's gotta be something. He needs a stage name desperately.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous last name Dick in sports? I even added the phrase last name in there because I'm trying to tiptoe now. Because you've got listen, head coach Dick Duran of the Buffalo Bills became an important part of my life for a little while because his name was Dingus. We got Dick Vermeil previously mentioned. Beards loves talking about Tricky Dick Nixon, famous president, not a football coach. But last name, I can't think of a lot. You don't see. Oh my God, his jersey.
If you watch Letterkenny,
his jersey, Mick.
If you watch Letterkenny,
69.
There's a whole family of Mennonites. Their last name's Dick.
Good.
And they make an unlimited number of jokes around it. Noah Dick is the dad. Anita Dick is the wife. And nonstop.
If I had to, I'm really having a legitimately difficult time thinking of who the most famous would be.
Yeah, that's
I think it might be Ray J.
Who?
Ray J from Kim Kardashian video.
Oh, wait.
What's that name?
Oh, okay, I get it.
No, it's just that he's got a very famous one because of
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a second there, too.
So I don't know if you guys caught on, but some of this segment's been about kind of the innuendo of how that word can also mean peener.
Oh.
I don't know. We should tell Brian. Someone should tell Brian Haney.
This is a family show.
Someone should definitely tell Brian Haney.
Well, and Gurley is also the worst guy in the world with that sort of information on his hands. Yep.
He's going to have fun with it.
I mean, someone's eventually going to get fired because Grady Dick chose KU and not literally any other school. I mean, it's just gonna, that's gonna really be a problem. The upsetting thing also is that the show's pretty much over, so I'm gonna kind of wrap things up, and then the thing that the show, it's bad. It's not.
I had a remark to end the show with, but I don't know if it'll work.
What did you think about Blake Griffin getting bought out by the Pistons? That's a sports topic
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Crazy.
Do you think the Chiefs should go get Kyle Rudolph or Delaney Walker?
What about Blake Griffin?
Yes and yes.
Do you think the Lions overpaid for former Raiders receiver Tyrell Williams? They gave him a 1-year deal worth up to $6.2 million.
Yeah, overpaid.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right, the show's over. Do your thing.
See ya, Josh's mom.
You are listening to Almost Entirely Sports with Joshua Brisco on Sports Radio 810 WHB.